Give it a minute to get some people in here. Hope everyone's having a good week. Got some videos out that have happened recently I think people will find interesting, that will continue to show my disgust and many others' disgust of what people have become in Western society, largely. This is the type of shit that makes me want to run for the hills. This is the type of shit that makes me want to go find a piece of land and get the fuck away from everyone. What I'm going to show you tonight. Complete insanity. In so many different ways. So many different topics. I'm going to get ready to show you right now.
Remember when a guy named Barack Obama ran for president, promising to heal all of the racial divides in this country? There's not a white America or a black America, there's just the United States of America, he said. And he had a white mom and a black dad, so I guess we all believed him and elected him president a couple times. And let's go ahead and see what happened to race relations after that. You can see here, according to Gallup, the most accurate pollster in America, that race relations were just totally fine before Barack Obama, right here. And then they collapsed and have cratered down to absolutely, well, the worst race relations we've had since the Civil War. So something went horribly wrong with this little experiment with Barack Obama. And it's probably because we didn't actually confront the race issue and the problems in this nation. In fact, we just exacerbated them. Barack Obama said that if he had a son, he'd look like Trayvon Martin, and he fomented race riots in St. Louis. And then, of course, the BLM riots that torched the entire rest of the country. They used race as an opportunity to create political power for themselves off the pain and suffering of others. They created a racist poison pill that they fed a large portion of the country, telling them that all of our institutions were systemically racist and needed to be torn down. And that effectively everything is permissible as long as you can say that, well, it's your race. And that's exactly what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, in this despicable stabbing that occurred in the state of Texas, where now we know Carmelo Anthony's last words before he stabbed Austin Metcalf at a track meet with a knife in the heart and killed him. The 17-year-old Metcalf had simply asked Carmelo Anthony to move, and Carmelo Anthony reached into his bag, pulled out a knife, because that's totally what you bring to a track meet.
Yeah, that's what you bring to a track meet.
And committed murder in cold blood. You'll be shocked to learn that the same people who've been raised on Barack Obama's style of victim...
This is gonna make you guys fucking head flip if you have any amount of fucking brain power. People are raising money for Carmelo Anthony's defense team after stabbing a kid that asked him to get out of his seat. He unalived a kid that asked him to please get out of his seat. He said, "Make me," and then fucking stabbed him. I've read all up on this fucking article. There's not one article that says that Austin Metcalf put a single fucking finger on Carmelo Anthony. This is fucking nuts. This is what makes me want to go off into the woods and hide. And it's the most toxic, retarded shit I've seen in a long time. I'm so fed up with this shit.
Politics are totally defending this behavior and are in fact excited to donate to Carmelo Anthony, as he has raised $160,000 from presumably black or woke Americans. The murderer of this unarmed, innocent young man has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars from people like this.
Not gonna make me believe or feel any kind of sympathy for Austin Metcalf at all. He put his hands on that young man when he should have kept them hands to himself. When the young man told him...
It was never reported Austin Metcalf put a hand on anyone, number one. Number two, when you look at Carmelo Anthony's mugshot, he doesn't have a single bump or bruise on him. He was never struck in the face or anywhere else, it doesn't look like. Number three, he had a knife at a school event or a scholastic sporting event. Number four, because someone tells you to get out of their seat does not give you the right to fucking stab them. You stupid bitch. And number five, you not feeling bad for the kid that was unalived says everything I need to know about you. And your fake eyelashes and your fucking fake hair. I'm sure. These people make me fucking sick. Woke people, not black people.
Touch me and see. You bet not touch me. That meant that I don't want you in my space. I don't want you touching me. Rosa Parks days is over. You cannot think that you can move somebody out of a seat that you don't own and think that it's going to be okay. And you can't determine how I'm going to retaliate on you when you put your hands on me in an aggressive manner. Austin Metcalf got exactly what he deserved.
This is incredible. These same people that defend George Floyd to their last breath and would carry George Floyd's golden coffin when George Floyd was fighting with the cops for about a half an hour straight, was committing crimes, was high off his ass on fentanyl, sit there saying, well, you know what? You don't follow instructions, you don't know what's going to happen.
Stupidity.
It's demonic. It's a sick way to live.
It is demonic.
And it's clearly something that is being split among racial lines. The last words that were said to Austin Metcalf here by Carmelo Anthony is this: touch me and see what happens. And then what happened was he was stabbed immediately in the chest with a black knife by this stand-up student who just, you know, it's the good students that stab people for talking to them.
Ridiculous.
At track meets. It's always the best of them that bring knives to track meets. Didn't you bring knives to track meets? Is that what you did as a young man?
You wouldn't catch me dead at a fucking track meet.
The Hodge twins breaking down some of the sentiment for Carmelo Anthony on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok and I'm looking at everybody's reactions about what happened between Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, right? Mm-hmm. And the black reaction is what you expect.
But white people, obviously not all of you, so let me just get that out the way. But a bunch of y'all are just a bunch of racist, bigoted, crisis actors.
People really believe that kid had the right to tell Carmelo to move. This kid wasn't working security. He wasn't given no responsibility. He wasn't a seat man.
Carmelo took his seat. He wanted his fucking seat back, you stupid prick. If I'm sitting somewhere and someone sits in my seat and it's my seat, I want my fucking seat back. When I ask for my seat back, I don't accept to get stabbed to death. These people will justify anything. But if it was the other way around, they'd be burning down the city.
Manager, like, if that kid would have just minded his own business, would he or would he not still be alive?
Austin got unalived. A lot of people are trying to make it a race issue, and it's not. It has nothing to do with that right there.
Oh, it has everything to do with it.
And this is all over TikTok. I see a lot of posts on Facebook. Too much self-defense.
This shit should be considered a hate crime. This would be a hate crime if it happened to a black kid or if this happened to anyone other than a white student. This is a hate crime.
Yeah. From what demographic of people? Yeah, it's all black people. Did he have any interest? Did you see his mugshot? Clean face, nothing. No scratches, no nothing. No punches were thrown from what I heard so far.
It wouldn't matter because there is no justification for killing somebody for talking to you.
Absolutely,
so Austin
Jeff.
Metcalf killed because he talked to Carmelo Anthony. This is the state of America that we're in. This is why the numbers for race relations look like this. Because if you talk to the wrong person, then you're just going to get stabbed
Yeah.
and die. Thousands of people in the black community have rallied around Carmelo Anthony and given $160,000 as a reward for murdering a white kid, is what Matt Walsh has to say. The fundraiser for thug Carmelo Anthony, who admitted to killing Austin Metcalf, has now reached $150,000. An atrocity. People donating have no shame. Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked in the street by an aggressive mob. Daniel Penny stood up to a violent criminal. Carmelo Anthony killed somebody in cold blood because he talked to him. But sure, let's pretend it's all the same. There are 12 different fundraisers on GoFundMe for Carmelo Anthony, the man charged with
12
murder.
different fundraisers.
This with people who call Carmelo Anthony a victim. These same people would stab you too. For what? For talking to you? You can't go talk to someone.
This is the best one. The parents of Carmelo Anthony have increased their donation request from the original 100,000 to 150,000 literally minutes after reaching their initial goal. I wish I was lying. And now they pushed it up to 200,000 because it's eclipsed 160,000. This is fucking so ridiculous. This is why I don't even want to be in society anymore. I want no part of dealing with anyone that has, and this stupidity is running rampant. I just want to go find a place out in the woods, leave me the fuck alone. That's where I'm at. Because I'm so sick of this shit.
Somebody, ask them a question. You're no longer allowed to do that because of some racial injustice at some point, because of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks wasn't stabbing her way through the bus.
No.
If I recall the story of Rosa Parks. Ladies and gentlemen,
Pathetic.
the parents of Carmelo Anthony have increased their donation request to $150,000, literal minutes after reaching their initial goal. So they're grifting now off of this. It's all a grift.
Of course it's a
Thank
grift.
God the grift is hopefully over and over soon, as the fundraiser, GoFundMe.
And he's got 12 different ones. They got 12 different Carmelo fucking funds. There's not one fund for the kid's family who fucking died, though, that I was able to find. Disgusting. If this don't tell you how broken society is, nothing will. I got some clips that are going to turn your fucking head around tonight.
Has been taken offline now. The fundraiser is now officially gone, hopefully due to the terms of service that says we're not going to be raising money for cold-blooded killers or murderers, right? Jason Whitlock, who has been sounding off on this, had something I think insightful to say, that the fundraiser itself may have been fraudulent. The kid who killed Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony, hear me out. My belief is that most of the stuff you're seeing on this app defending Carmelo Anthony, the murderer, is bought and paid for by his defense team, leftist NGOs agitating for racial conflict. It's not organic. You pay key race-bait influencers to post stuff in his defense, and then you go to the groupthink, radical idolatry to take over. Next thing you know, a cut and dry case becomes a clickable, ratings-driven narrative about America's racial history and unfair criminal justice system. It's exactly what they did with George Floyd and BLM. This is the Matrix at work doing what is designed to do, divide black and white America and distract from the truth. We're in a battle of good versus evil. Unfortunately, black Americans have been brainwashed into demonic black culture, religion established by Hollywood and the music industry. We should pray for deliverance and point to Christ and the cross. All else is noise. And plays into the hands of Satan. Thank you for reading. Yeah, talk about playing into the hands of Satan. His lawyer, the lawyer for the murderer, Carmelo Anthony, is now saying, well, he's been treated too harshly.
How was he treated too harshly? He got bond. This kid made bond. The lawyers for a boy who killed another teen at a track meet in Texas want the murder charge against him downgraded. Billy Clark and Tim T. Cole will represent high school senior Carmelo Anthony after he fatally stabbed Austin Metcalf, 17, at the Kukendall Stadium last week in Frisco. The attorneys say they plan on working with the Collin County District Attorney's Office to seek an arrangement for a better determination of the filed on a libel charge, as reported by the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. They also want Anthony's excessive, quote-unquote, $1 million bond reduced. Carmelo, like all citizens of the U.S., is entitled to a fair and impartial legal process, says the attorney. We are committed to ensuring that Carmelo's rights are indeed protected throughout each phase of the criminal justice system. They added, Carmelo and the entire Anthony family are sincerely saddened that a life was lost and offer their condolences to the family of Austin Metcalf. It comes after Frisco authorities have multiple statements denying unfounded rumors regarding Metcalf's killing. A viral post falsely claimed to be from the Collin County Medical Examiner's Office said Metcalf died from an MDMA drug overdose and that the stab wound was a secondary factor. Some liberal asshole made a fake page and pretended to be Collin County's medical examiner and blaming it on a drug overdose. Basically saying that George Floyd wasn't on drugs when everyone and their mother knows he was. He tested positive for it. This kid was at a track meet. You think he was running track on MDMA? Give me a fucking break. Pathetic. Disgusting, liberal, woke, racist bullshit that makes me want to fucking run to the woods and stock up on ammo like the zombies are coming. Straight up. I have had it with the way the world's become. And I'm getting sick of making videos on this shit. It's getting old. But it's got to be fucking told. It's got to be told. If not, it just keeps going on and on and on and on.
The attorneys say they're to defense. I don't have any reason to disbelieve that. I don't need to develop facts or talk to people and figure out what's going on before I make a statement. But what I think happened, we're committed to ensuring that his rights are protected. They're asking now for the charges to be reduced severely when he just straight up stabbed someone in cold blood, murdered him. Matt Walsh has gone insanely viral for this post with 174,000 likes and 19,000 reposts and 19 million views. If I told you that a young man stabbed...
Let's see what Matt Walsh had to say. This post went viral. If I told you that a young man stabbed another young man to death for telling him that he was in the wrong seat, and then I told you that one young man in this altercation was white and the other black, and then I asked you to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. Young black males are violent to a wildly, outrageously disproportionate degree. That's just a fact. We all know it, and it's time we speak honestly about it, or nothing will ever change. Balls, a lot of balls to post that. But there's a lot of truth in that statement. Hey, D-Bag, please show us the data to support your wild opinion. I don't know. Look in every major city where there's a large black population. Look at black on black crime. That might tell you something. Matt Walsh asks the person, which part of the tweet is factually incorrect? Skeptics Bible Project says, extremely racist tweet. Matt Walsh asks, which part of my tweet was incorrect? And we'll see what happens next.
Kind of change that you could bring about if you were, let's say, Barack Obama. Right about here, you see, when Barack Obama was elected, race relations were peachy. In fact, look at this. Would you say that race relations between white and black people are very good, somewhat good, or very bad?
They're worse than ever.
White adults, black adults. Everyone around here saying it's in the 60s and 70s, saying that things are good. Things are pretty good. Blacks and whites. Things are pretty good all throughout Obama. And then Obama decided, oh, wait, I need to win an election. I need to win re-election. Things aren't going great. And so Obama starts to destroy race relations in this country, and they haven't recovered. They never will. Until somebody actually has the balls to talk about data like this. About the extreme disproportion of young black Americans.
Oh, look at the figures. Let's look at the figures.
To violence. Look at this. Oh, and by the way, like in case you're wondering, like yes, there are tons of white victims. Race of the victim. race of the offender. Okay. But this is actually
It's more.
black people, by and large, are the victim of other black people. And they make a
If white people are so racist in this country, you have 2,906 people that were victims of a crime that were black. 2,574 people were the people that attacked the black person. 246 were white. Let's look at the whites. 3,299, 2,594 were attacked by whites. 566 were attacked by blacks. Double. The numbers doubled. Doubled. So don't give me that shit.
like 12% of the population, and they commit this massively outsized number of murders here in the country. This is FBI statistics. Now, they haven't released these statistics for a very long time, which is it really makes you wonder, like, who are they committed to solving the actual problem and talking about the underlying issue here? This is the total number
And I'm sure it's more than
of
that.
homicide deaths in America. You can see here an absolute explosion with black on black crime, but also black on white crime here. So black people killing white Americans, 566. They haven't released updated versions of this data in a very long time. You may need to see the data proving that black males are disproportionately violent. Okay, well, literally all crime stats bear this out. Let's start with this.
That's right,
Matt
Mark.
saying, well, part of my tweet is factually.
I was just going to say that. Thank you. What about all the shit that isn't
Black
reported?
males are disproportionately violent, and your response is to imply that if I said that to a black male, he would become violent towards me. Well, okay, then. I guess we're in agreement here. So Matt Walsh said,
And if Matt Walsh's statement isn't true, how come all those woke people on TikTok that were black were cool with the black kid killing the white kid for asking him to get out of his seat? One woman even lied and said that hands were put on Carmelo Anthony, which was not true. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I am going to start working my balls off to save up for a homestead. I am getting the fuck away from people. I don't want to be around anyone at this point. This fucking world is going to hell in a handbasket quick. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. They won't let it get better. They rather just make excuses. Make excuses. And make people pay for things that happened hundreds of years ago they had nothing to do with. And that people never even were affected by themselves. Nuts.
and this also causing heat.
Hi,
If
Lisa.
a young man committed a mass shooting, I would guess black and be correct in almost every case. But if you specifically said the location was a school, then pretty much, and only then, I would guess white. Still, the point is that young black males commit more homicides. Oops, it looks like I'd be wrong. 35 black school shooters in 2023, 4 Hispanic, 4 white school shooters, 1 Asian school shooter.
Wow, let's see that stat again. They always say everything about white people are so fucking always school shooters. Let's see, this was the year 2023. There were 35 black school shooters, 4 Hispanic, 4 white, 1 Asian. Funny, we don't hear about any of those 35. I didn't hear about one of them. I heard about every single white person. I didn't hear about any of the other 5. From white to, or I didn't hear about any of them besides the ones white people did. And I'm not saying it's right. But if you're gonna fucking cover shit, cover everything. Don't just cover the shit white people do. 35 black school shooters. I didn't hear about one. Not one. It just shows you how biased they are. It shows you how backwards the media is. It shows you how fucked up society is.
school shooters in 2023, 4 Hispanic, 4 white school shooters, 1 Asian school shooter. Data and statistics are the enemy of central anti-white narratives. Makes school shootings by race. Red is death.
Good for you, Lisa. I'm about to do the same fucking thing.
Gracious.
I've had it.
These are the kind of issues that would be really great to have someone like Barack Obama. You know, Barack Obama would have been the perfect messenger on this kind of stuff, right? Black on white homicides, nearly 15,000. White on black homicides, 6,000. But you'd never know it.
You'd never know it. Look at the fucking difference there from 2010 to 2020, interracial homicides. Black on white, 14,689. White on black, 6,148. But all we hear about is the white people killing black people. When really, it's quite the opposite. More than doubled. Crazy.
She got more than double. And yet, the population of white versus black in this country, I mean, again, it's like only 12 or 13% of the country white is black. And then like 60% of the country is white. So, like, if it was 50-50...
And that's the thing. And they always say, oh, well, there's more white people, so that's why there's more white people doing the crime. No. If 13% of the country is blacks, like they claim, that means a huge part of their population is a huge part of the fucking problem. Let's fucking keep it real. No one will, because you get fucking banned and shut down for talking about this stuff. But it's the truth. If 13% of the country is black, supposedly, and 60% is white, then if that don't tell you the level of violence is out of control, I don't know what will. And the level of violence everywhere is bad. But in the black community, it's fucking terrible. They take each other out like a motherfucker. And it's not all blacks. I'm not making this a fucking... I don't hate black people. I hate scumbags. I don't like scumbags. I don't like people that kill people. I don't like people that hurt people. I don't like people that use people. I hate that shit. I hate a fucking bully. And I think Carmelo Anthony was a fucking bully. That kid asked for his seat back, and he said, make me move, and then stabbed the fucking kid. And now they're going to claim self-defense. The kid doesn't have a fucking scratch on him. No one has yet to say that was there, that a finger was put on that kid. Fucking ridiculous.
These would already be horrible statistics. The fact that it's such a small number of the population is really, truly atrocious.
Atrocious is right.
And it would be great to have an actual, real conversation about this. And to really start talking about why is this subsection of the population so...
Because they hate white people.
Inherently violent.
I think it's racism. I think a lot of black people are racist towards white people. I grew up around playing ball against all types of black kids and shit. It was always white boy, cracker, honky. I have black friends and shit too, don't get me wrong, but whenever I was in a competitive situation or in a situation where I didn't really know the people, in fucking jail or in rehab or anything like that I might have been in earlier in my life, it was fucking crazy, dude. I'd have to fucking go at it with these motherfuckers all the time. They think you're fucking down below them. I ain't down below none of them. And I ain't gonna roll over for none of these fucks. And you shouldn't either. Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's pretty much that, Jet. You're absolutely right. I don't want to say the word, but you're absolutely right. It's on that level. I'm going to show you a video now of some more retarded shit on both sides. I got fucking sauce on my face. Slob. DNA test proves man isn't the father, but he still has to pay child support. Wait till you see this one. Now, the young man's a fucking idiot for what he did, too. But the broad he got pregnant is a real piece of dog shit. Wait till you see this one. I'm so glad I never knocked no one up. Oh, I'm so glad.
What are you still doing
I'm so
here?
glad I
You
was
still
careful.
have not downloaded Pi Adblock? You know I'm just...
Wait till you see this one.
Probably going to jail for this. I don't care. I've stayed quiet long enough. A few years ago, I agreed to be a sperm donor. She said she just wanted the baby and not a relationship. I'm probably going to jail for this. I don't care. I've stayed quiet long enough. A few years ago, I agreed to be a sperm donor. She said she just wanted the baby and not a relationship.
Oh, no.
I was young and naive, and I trusted someone that I shouldn't have. When she told me she was pregnant, I congratulated her and moved to California. I thought that was the end of it. But then she started messaging my mom. She said she had no one, and she pressured us all to be at the birth. So we did. We were all at the birth. I signed the birth certificate.
Oh,
no is right.
As a dad.
Once you...
This is a learning fucking thing for anyone young watching. Young men out there. Do not go fuck somebody that says they want to have a kid and they just want you to be a sperm donor. Don't do it. You're going to end up like this kid. This kid was an idiot. This kid was a fucking moron. But he should still not have to pay for this kid that's not his. Wait till you hear this one. This is fucking nuts.
You sign that birth certificate, anybody who knows anything knows that once you sign that birth certificate, you are the father legally. Not biologically, but definitely legally. And the state is going to make sure you take care of that baby by any means necessary, even if that means you got to get locked up in jail because you can't afford child support. He didn't really, and he moved to California? Real mistake, brother.
And the baby lived in my Airbnb for free.
Yep.
I had to pay child support, and she took over $52,000 from me. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being a dad. She started asking me to be a family, and when I refused, she called me a deadbeat online, and I stayed silent throughout it all.
So when he refused to fucking answer her, he was a deadbeat online. You said you only wanted him to be a sperm donor. Now he's a deadbeat. This is fucking classic, dude. Oh my God.
2.5 years later, I decided to take 2 DNA tests. Both of them said the same thing. I was not the father.
Of
When I
course.
shared the results, she said that I was lying and that we tampered with the test.
Before you then all start believing his shit, some company with her DNA, that could have been anyone's DNA.
She filed a restraining order. A judge silenced me and made me remove all my posts based on Maria's claim that I was actually the father.
Yeah, and that's all it takes. That's all it's going to take is the woman's claim, because as a man, as soon as you go into any level of...
How the fuck is that? He's got lab tests showing he's not the father. And the judge made him remove all his posts, silenced him, and made him keep paying child support. He's not even the biological father. But if you're in some of these liberal states, it doesn't fucking matter. You put your name on the fucking birth certificate like a dummy.
She kept going.
And if you're a step parent, or you date someone, or you're with someone for a long time, and you take care of their kids, even if you're not married, in some states, the woman can get child supports from you still. This is a valuable lesson for people. Don't fucking do shit like this.
She was changing dates on photos, spinning stories,
66%, Mark.
Some people believed her. But while she was doing that, I was uncovering the truth. Connections, manipulations, lies, and the truth about who the real father is. This is just the beginning of Maria's web.
Oh, he done did his homework.
Part 2 of my son. Apparently, I've been in a full-blown relationship I wasn't even aware of. Maria and I had a one-night stand on December 12th, 2020. She was in her 30s and I had just turned 24. And let me say this slowly to the people in the back. We were never in a relationship. She wanted more and I didn't. But instead of taking the L, she turned it into a full-blown homie hopper, like back to back. Wasn't even discreet about it. She just went down the roster like it was her job. I guess the logic was, if I won't date her, maybe I'll change my mind after I watch her hook up with all my friends. Bold strategy.
That never works.
It didn't work. And in case you think
That never
so,
works.
It never does.
Nope. I don't understand why women think that works. Jumping to all that you're fucking the dude you want and then fucking his friends because he don't want to be in a relationship with you, that shit never works. It's just gonna make the guy and all his buddies laugh at you. It's not gonna make them want you more. It's not.
And Maria and I were never together.
Turn your Billy.
It's never gonna fucking work. It's just gonna disgust the fuck out of the person that you wanted. You can't make people want you, first of all. It's that simple. But this is fucking wild. This is wild. This kid's a moron for doing it too.
Sorry, Hadley. I know you hate this picture, but this is the time that Maria asked me to be a sperm.
Yeah, that whole idea of like a woman trying to make you jealous by going out and being a hoe, it never ever works.
Nope.
It never works. It just makes you go, oh, I was right about her.
Yep.
It never works. I don't understand why women even try that as a method. It doesn't work.
She doesn't want to do IVF, and I'm convenient because we've already slept together once. She says that she wants nothing from me, and instead of doing the smart thing and walking away, I said yes, because I was 24 and apparently thought the best use of my time was becoming a discount sperm donor for someone that I wasn't even texting back. I was thinking with the wrong head, obviously.
Exactly.
No strings, no drama. I just want a baby. I was like, sounds easy enough. I can do that. I really thought I could just sleep with her and help her get pregnant, and then go back to business as usual. Like, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with the whole parenting thing.
Yeah, how'd that work?
Top tier dumbass behavior.
Yeah.
I know
Yep.
that. I know it. But I just
Yeah.
believed her when she said it would be simple.
And it's good that he's acknowledging that, because that is a dumb rookie mistake. This is a 30-year-old woman sleeping on a one-night stand with a 24-year-old man, trusting anything that she says is absolutely insane.
She finessed the fuck out of him for some foo-foo. And this kid's successful. This kid's like into real estate and shit. He makes dough. This kid's not a fucking scrub. Wait till you hear it. This is crazy. And I can't believe they're making him still pay child support. It's fucking nuts.
Now, you can play the naive card because he was 24 thinking with the wrong head, but at the end of the day, that's why I tell dudes, you should not be thinking with the wrong head. Don't be sleeping with women if you don't want them to be the mother of your kids, because you're doing something that could lead to her being the mother of your kids. So you better find a goddamn hobby that don't involve drinking and messing with random women, because I'm telling you, it could get you in a trap. This man's talking about having this woman live in an Airbnb for 2 years. She stole $55,000 from him. That's a big price to pay for trying to chase some coochie when you.
Wait till you hear what he goes through.
You don't have the time.
Wait till you hear what this kid goes
to
through.
waste sleeping with women that you don't even value, that you don't even respect.
Drama and no strings attached. That's not what happened. So
Of course
this woman
not.
told me I got her pregnant the same day she got her period, and then accidentally exposed herself on TikTok 3 years later. May 7th, 2021, Maria gets her birth control arm implant out. She's from my hometown, and she was living in New Orleans at the time, so she could only be here on the weekends. So she came in town the next 2 weekends, May 14th and May 21st. We partied with my friends. She stayed over. She had someone take these pictures, and then later tried to use them to prove we were in a relationship. We weren't. What was I supposed to say? Don't take a picture with me? And then I went to California. While I'm there, I posed with another girl with me. She's only a friend, but Maria didn't know that. Maybe she got jealous. I don't know.
Probably.
What she did next will never cease to amaze me.
Of course you did, because the people who try to make people jealous in a relationship are people that easily get jealous. That's why they think that it works, but it never does.
Nope.
June 6, 2021, Maria gets her period. She knows I didn't get her pregnant, and she also knows I'm about to move across the country. So she invites me to brunch, and she tells me she's pregnant, fully knowing that she's not. Then she starts drinking like a lot. We then leave and go to another.
This is crazy. She tells him and his buddies that she's pregnant with his kid, and then they go out drinking. They go out drinking. This is fucking nuts. The bitch wasn't pregnant. She wouldn't have been out drinking. If she was, she's the world's worst mother. Lucky that baby don't have fetal alcohol syndrome. This kid's got binders of paperwork. Proving everything. He's got so much documentation. I don't know how he doesn't win in court. This is fucking nuts.
The restaurant and meet up with my friend Dylan, and she also tells him that she's pregnant. Dylan and I think it's weird that she's drinking, but she insists it's okay. Here's the proof that this video is on June 6th.
Fuck this place, Brimley, California.
Hey, you didn't get a lemon in here.
Oh, fuck, wrong man.
This video is dumb, but it shows two things. Maria was drinking, and I made it very clear that I was leaving. And that's important because that brunch, that's the last time I ever saw her until the week before the baby was born.
Wow.
Here's how we found out that she was on her period when she told me she was pregnant. Here's a photo she posted to TikTok to try to prove we were in a relationship. She changed the dates from the photos, but we'll get into that later.
All right, I'm following you.
This one. I then tell my girlfriend, who's a nurse, that she took that photo the day that she told me she was pregnant. And had these like, hold up, there's no way. Let me see that ultrasound photo again. So we pull up the ultrasound that she sent my mom. The ultrasound was done on January 17th, 2022. And it showed that she was 32 weeks and 1 day. I've since learned that pregnancy is calculated from the first day of a woman's last menstrual period. And if we count back 32 weeks and 1 day from January 17th, 2022,
It don't add up.
we get June 6th, 2021, the day she told me she was pregnant. And we didn't sleep together that day either. Since she never saw me after that means that she knew from the beginning that I was never the father.
Yeah.
Furthermore, here's proof that I'm in California the only weekend that she could have gotten pregnant. She traps me before there's even a baby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what they do. They'll sleep with multiple people, and then when they get pregnant, they'll decide which one they want to be the dad. And you was just the best sucker.
Yep. And he was a young, successful kid that already said, I'll be that boy's daddy or girl's daddy. Oh, this kid's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. But he shouldn't have to pay the rest of his life for it. He's a fucking moron. But he shouldn't have to pay the rest of his life and deal with this bitch driving him nuts when it's not his kid and he's been lied to and he's passed 2 DNA tests.
He was the best sucker that had the most money that could provide probably the most stability in her eyes and from her opinion, and that's why you the one that got tied to the baby automatically.
We probably would have never found out if she wouldn't have posted the photos. She exposed her own lie, and it only gets crazier from here.
Here's how I ended up the birth of a baby that I was only supposed to be a sperm donor for. July 12th, 2021, she confirms that she's actually pregnant. We only found that out later when she started posting on TikTok. But at that time, she kept quiet. From July 22nd through July 26th, I was with my friend Whitney. She met my mom and she posted it on Facebook. Maria didn't know she was just a friend, and based on what happened next, I think she got jealous. Because not long after, Maria starts messaging my mom. Hey, Mama.
The night, I guess that we first met, I guess was that night at the Castro. One of the first things after we introduced ourselves and sat down, I could see, remember her saying to me that she hoped that I didn't think that she took advantage of my son. Of course, I gave a full answer to that. He went on to discuss, and she mentioned, how I guess she was impressed with you to be so young and so successful at that age.
Yep, there it is. And that's why, especially if you feel like you're going to be successful in your life, especially if you already have things. That's why I never understood this whole high value men supposed to or should go out and sleep with women, or they have the ability to. Sure, they may have the ability to, but you absolutely should not.
Fucking retarded. He's retarded. He got himself fucking in a lot of trouble. And he should be able to get out of it, but in liberal world, he won't be able to. He's going to probably pay the rest of his fucking life. There's a second video to this. I'll show some of it to you guys as well. And I'm going to keep an eye on it as it moves forward. Because his wife or his new girlfriend's like really big on TikTok. And she's a doctor. And it gets juicy. This is fucking nuts. This is why society... This shows you... The last 2 things I've showed you shows how fucked up people are. And society is. Fucked up. And it's why I just want to run away from it.
Don't give it to bloodsuckers. It's crazy.
From that point on, Maria started pulling my mom in deeper. She would ask for baby pictures of me, and she told my mom that baby's gonna look just like me. She made my mom feel important and needed, and when Maria told her that she had no one, my mom felt pressured to come to the birth.
She told me if something ever happens to her, I want you to raise the baby. And I just remember thinking that poor girl has no one.
Oh.
By then, my family was in. They were planning to be at the birth, and I was about to be too. My mom told
Yeah, right, Kai? And that was what she said to him when he got with her. They were just like fuck buddies. Supposedly they only hooked up once, I think, or twice. But she told him, I just want you to be a sperm donor. I don't want nothing from you. I just want you to blow a load in me and go away. That's pretty much what she told him. She didn't say it like I say it, but it's the truth. She told him, I'm 30-something years old. I want to have a kid. I'm getting older. Would you knock me up? He said yes. Then he takes 2 DNA tests proving he's not the father. And now he's going through hell trying to get his child support taken away. He's not the kid's father. Why is he paying for it? Because his dumbass signed as the fucking birth certificate? That should be null and void if he paid. If he's not the kid's father and they did the DNA test and she lied or didn't have the right information, that birth certificate shouldn't mean a fucking thing. It just shows you how fucked up even the laws become.
tells me that Maria told her she has no one coming to the birth, no family, no support. She's scared and she really wants me to be there. So I booked a flight on February 23rd, 2022, and it's $677.
Why would you do it in the first place if you don't have any support? She knew good and goddamn well that from her character being a horrible person, because I'm sure that's what she is. Usually when people do stuff like this ain't the only area in their life where they're crazy. She's probably pushed everybody away in her life that actually cared about her. And now she's alone. And she already knew that before she even signed up to do this gig. This whole gig was set up to get this dude trapped. And she played the long game. She slept with a bunch of dudes and said whoever is the highest bidder is the one that's going to be the father of the child. It's crazy.
And I sent Maria the screenshot. By this time, Maria has already had 2 separate baby showers and never posted anything about it. Not one bump photo, nothing. And then a few hours after I booked my ticket, and on the same day that I sent her the screenshot confirming I was going to be at the birth, and at 8.5 months pregnant, that is the first time she ever posts that she's pregnant. And she uses my last name. She waited until I was fully in, and then she told the world. She didn't just lie, she made sure the lie had backup. The day the baby was born, I was there, and I was the first person to ever hold the baby. And I just remember thinking, this is what it feels like to become a dad. I didn't care about anything else in that moment. My parents are there posting about how they're grandparents again. And then the nurse comes in and she brings in the forms for the birth certificate and the acknowledgement of paternity. I signed everything because I thought the baby was mine and Maria knew I would. After the birth, she scheduled a full-blown newborn photo shoot. She posed me holding the baby and they would jump in the photos. She had my dog in the photos too and had already ordered a bandana that said Big Brother. She shared the photos online, but I had no idea because I was already blocked on Facebook. She was posting pictures of me and the baby.
Yeah, she's playing the long game.
Family. While I'm across the country, she's messaging my childhood friends. She's asking my best friend Dylan and his girlfriend Megan to babysit, and they do. She starts asking my friends and family if they want to be the godparents. She didn't just ask 1 or 2 people. She told multiple friends they might be chosen. Literally, this is what my brother posted of me, the baby, and my friends. He joked, the godparents who didn't make the cut. And Maria liked the picture. At first, she kept things peaceful and calm. It's like she didn't want to risk pushing me away too fast. Once I was settled into this nice little world she created for me, that's when she started to tighten her grip.
Yep.
And that's when the real abuse begins. You don't realize it's abuse when there's no bruises. But she didn't need violence. She used my love for the baby to control me. She waited until I was all in. Once I settled into my role as a father, once she knew I wasn't going anywhere, that's when it changed.
Gotcha.
Control started small, a comment here, a demand there, but it escalated fast. It was Easter 2022, and I flew home to see the baby. I spent nearly $900 on...
I mean, you just got to respect this man's ability to follow the story here. The amount of like research, or not research, but just backdating he did to find all this stuff and put it together in a portfolio to present it to the world. You gotta just at least respect the fact that the man is calculated. Like, you gotta respect the man's organization at this point.
My whole family was at the house. My parents, nieces, uncles, aunts, cousins. I blocked off my Airbnb and I hosted everyone, including Maria and the baby. At first, things seemed normal. She was upstairs drinking, talking with my mom, being friendly. I was downstairs with my cousin, just hanging out. The more she drank, the more her attitude started to shift. There was this edge to her, sharp glances and short responses. I could feel it building. Then, out of nowhere, she leans over the upstairs balcony, clearly drunk, and screams down at me in front of everyone, "Get your ass up here and take care of your child." My mom says this.
Get the fuck up here and take care of your child. And she told him she just wanted him to be a sperm donor. Make it make sense. This bitch got him good. He's a fucking idiot. I don't know how this kid made so much money at a young age. His family probably has money and gave him the money to go make moves, I'm sure. I'm sure he ain't a self-made fucking millionaire. Regardless, he was able to fucking make moves and make money, but he gets caught up in this shit. Can you fucking believe it? And he's got money. He's lucky. What if you didn't have money? What if you didn't have money like this kid? You'd be so fucked you wouldn't know what to do. And he's just paying. He let her live at one of his Airbnbs for fucking 2 months for free. The kid ain't even his. When he porked her, she said she just wanted to have a baby. She didn't want no relationship, nothing to do with him. He had no responsibility as far as the kid was concerned. Now she's at a family event telling him to get the fuck in the house and take care of his kid. This bitch is a lunatic. He got played. That's why I play these videos, so guys and girls can learn. This is fucking nuts. And I also play this video to show you how fucked up the court system is. Nuts.
This is the first time that she saw it. That Maria expected something from me way beyond what we agreed to. For me, it was the first sign that if I didn't do what she wanted, she would humiliate me in front of her. After that day, things shifted. Subtly at first. But every time I didn't respond fast enough and give her what she wanted, she would use the baby against me. May 16th, 2022, she asked if her and the baby could stay in my Airbnb rent-free. I don't answer right away. A few hours later, she threatens to take the baby away.
I want to read the messages. This is from a woman. This woman's like 34. He was like 24. I want to say. This is the baby mama texting him. Let's not forget, he was only supposed to be a sperm donor. She said she didn't need nothing from him, wasn't going to bother him. She just wanted to have fun, make a baby, and he could go away. Now she's sending him messages after the kid's born, after she's been around, and begging them to be in the kid's life. The baby and I need to stay in your house for like 2 months until I can get our own place, and so that I can save a little more. I am taking a position remote, which comes with a huge pay cut, but I won't have to put our daughter in daycare. It's not even his daughter. She's lying. And I can be home with her. Looks like we're closing this property on June 9th in I don't even know how to say the name of the city. Metairie. So I'm hoping to be packed up and out of this apartment the weekend prior to the 9th. I'll put all of my stuff in storage except our clothes. Can we stay there? ? That was at 5:12 p.m. At 6:27 p.m. Kind of important. Can you respond? And then at 7:44, you're deliberately ignoring me, and it's extremely frustrating considering I'm asking you to put a roof over your daughter's head. If you don't want to help us, then see a lawyer and sign your rights over. And I'll read the rest of it in a second. This woman told him she didn't want nothing from him. Now he's all fucked over because he signed a birth certificate.
My Airbnb rent-free. I don't answer right away. A few hours later, she threatens to take the baby away from me.
You're deliberately ignoring me. It's extremely frustrating considering I'm asking you to put a roof over your daughter's head. If you don't want to help us, then let's see a lawyer and sign your rights over and let me legally remove you from her life. I was never supposed to be part of her life. Number one, I'm supposed to be a sperm donor. Number two, I've taken 2 DNA tests that tell me she's not hers. At this point, he hadn't taken the tests. But regardless, it shows you how fucked up this woman is. Otherwise, I can make you pay child support. Whatever you want to do, Brett. You said you didn't need nothing from him. You didn't want nothing from him, just to have him make a baby and go away. Now she's saying she can make him pay child support. Whatever you want to do, Brett, but when I'm asking you something that concerns your daughter, I'd appreciate a response. She said she didn't care if you were involved. She would prefer you not to be. Also, I don't ask you for money ever. It's the least you could do. You said you didn't want nothing from this dude. This is how fucked up, it's not all women, but there's a lot of women out there like this. It's all about money. And it's people. It's all about money. There's no such thing as love anymore. It's very fucking rare. It's all about money.
So I say yes. She moves in, I cover rent, utilities, internet, every day. Meanwhile, I can't rent it out during the season. I'm losing money left and right, but I tell myself it's worth it to save the baby's life. August 2022, I come back again, so I have to drive an hour each day just to see the baby, and then an hour back just to see my parents. I keep showing up, I keep complying, because by now, it's clear. I push back, I lose access.
Yeah.
After she moved out of the Airbnb...
And that's not talked about enough, and the family courts help women do that. Women rely on the family court. They weaponize the family court and the child against men oftentimes. That happens a lot. It happens a lot because sometimes these ladies are in these flings with these guys. The baby's made out of lust and not love. And the way to control the man is to use the baby because the man doesn't even truly love her. The baby wasn't even made out of love. It was made out of lust.
And on top of it, anytime he pushes back, she's going to drag him over the coals in court. Even if he was the father, she would do that. And even if he was broke, she'd still be going after him for money. She'd still go after him. She would put him in jail just to get her lousy $100 a week for a kid that isn't even his. These people are fucked up. And the court system's even more fucked up for allowing it. This is fucking sad. This is sad. He made a stupid ass decision, but if he's not biologically that kid's father and she's been playing him, what the fuck he has no responsibility to her or that child. Give me a fucking break.
So when you see a lot of these deadbeat dad situations, that's what I oftentimes say. I don't see a lot of dudes just abandoning their kids willingly. Oftentimes they're pushed away.
So that makes it right, Eva? You think that he should have to pay the rest of his life for a kid that isn't his? I don't think that makes it right. I agree, it's the dumbest fucking thing ever. But it certainly doesn't make it right.
Heavily by the mom, and the mom uses the state as an enforcement arm of her will against the man.
The control didn't stop. She texted me, "This is what I want from you." She wanted me to start paying the full daycare amount, even though there was no court order in place. And in exchange, she said that I could have the baby every other weekend if I stay at my parents' house. I've never been arrested. I didn't use drugs. I've never been violent, abusive, or even raised my voice around her. There was no court ruling, no concern from a judge, nothing.
There it goes.
It wasn't co-parenting, it was control. My access to the baby came with conditions that she made up as she went.
Exactly.
About a week later, she posted a photo on Instagram with the man that we now know is the dad. Just something to note, we'll get into that later. Then came the baptism. We talked about this in my first video, but here's a quick recap.
Imagine that. You got the baby pinned on you, and you sitting there funding this man blowing this girl's back out, and he's the real dad. He's the real dad of the kid. But because
I wonder if she's using the other guy too for money. Like, this is your kid, you know. You gotta pay me money too. Maybe she's fucking them both over. That's crazy. She posted a picture with the kid's real dad finally. Disgusting, satanic whore of a woman.
My voice around her. There was no court ruling, no concern from a judge, nothing.
There it goes.
It wasn't co-parenting, it was control. My access to the baby came with conditions that she made up as she went.
Exactly.
About a week later, she posted a photo on Instagram with the man that we now know is the dad. Just something to note, we'll get into that later. Then came the baptism. We talked about this in my first video, but here's a quick recap.
Imagine that. You got the baby pinned on you, and you sitting there funding this man blowing this girl's back out, and he's the real dad. He's the real dad of the kid. But because he ain't doing nothing financially with his life, she chose you to be the fool. That hurts. That's crazy.
I drove 14-hour round
And the courts allow it.
The night before, she asked me to come hang out. I said no. I didn't want to give her the wrong impression. So she told me I wasn't allowed to come to the baptism just like that. I didn't fight it. I just let my parents go instead. I was just trying to keep the peace. By summer of 2023, things took another turn. Now it wasn't just emotional pressure, it was legal. I was overwhelmed and hiring an attorney felt too expensive. Plus, I had no reason to question paternity. Maria told me if I didn't just sign what her lawyer sent, she would take me to court and get $1,400 a month in child support and $16,000 in back pay.
Wow.
Trapped. In those same messages, she said that she didn't want to go in front of a judge.
I mean, does he not have any proof that he's been providing a life for her and the kid?
This is what she texted him. March 24th. This is right after he fucking let her stay in his place for 2 months. I've decided to take you to court for child support and my lawyer will reach out to you. I didn't want this to blindside you. I would like to do this without going to court and we can agree on a number. Health insurance, life insurance, extracurricular activities, college, etc. You won't have to get a lawyer. We can just go through mine if you can agree on terms. This kid deals in real estate. I can't believe he's this stupid that he's got this far into it. He's not this stupid at this point, though. But she's trying to talk him into not even going through a lawyer, go through hers. What a fucking idiot. And she said she didn't want nothing from him at the beginning. We've all heard that. I'll play it again. In her words exactly, in text. I don't want anything from you. Just a baby. You're pretty much a sperm donor. Now she's got life insurance, health insurance, extracurricular activities, college. Get the fuck out of here, you crazy bitch. You won't have to go get a lawyer. We can go through mine if we can agree on terms. Would you be interested in having a conversation with me about this, or do you want to speak to my lawyer instead? Then she sends a couple JPEGs. This is uncontested where we don't have to go before a judge if we can agree. Please let me know what you want to do. Oh my God, this bitch is a psychopathic narcissist. Holy shit.
Does he not have any proof that he's been providing? Because if you're providing a life for the kid, from my understanding, and if you can prove that, oftentimes they won't be able to get back pay. But you just never know, especially if he's in California. I don't know the laws if they're in Louisiana. I'm not sure where they are when this is going on. But you just never know. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it doesn't matter how powerful you think you are. You go into that family court system against a woman, especially a woman that can cry on demand, and you're weak. You're weak. Everybody in that room gets paid off of you. The woman gets paid, the judge gets paid, the lawyer gets paid, everybody gets paid off of your dime, and nobody has a problem exploiting you for it. I'm telling you.
Looking back now, and that feels important. I agreed to pay $750 a month and $10,000 in back child support just to avoid a legal battle. I didn't think I could win, so on August 21st, I wired her $10,000. You think that once the court order was in place, things would settle down, but they didn't. If anything, the control got worse. I made my first court-ordered child support payment on November 1st. Less than 2 weeks later, she's calling me names, refusing to let me keep the baby overnight, and demanding more money again. Even simple visits, strict conditions. When I tried to coordinate a time to see the baby...
Look at what she puts him through, too. You're a fucking dick, Brett. Won't reach out again. Just make sure you're paying me on the 1st. Have a good one. I was going to pick up her from daycare, or him. I think it's him or her. I don't know. I was going to pick Blank up from daycare and do something with her if that's cool. Don't pick her up until 2 p.m. after her nap. Have her home to me when I get out of practice tonight at 8:45. What do you have practice for? You're a mom. You get to go to practice for something and you have kids? That's not how it works. These people are fucking nuts. It shows you what kind of parent and what type of person she is. I'll drop her book bag off at school with a pair of warmer clothes. Fucking nuts. I'm not going to bring her back that late. I have nowhere to go with her. I can just keep her overnight and drop her off at daycare in the morning. She writes back, not happening. This dude got caught up with the worst fucking woman possible. Holy shit.
She laid out impossible rules for pickup and drop off. She told me exactly when, where, and how, and still refused overnight visits.
Exactly, and that's what the court does. It gives all of the power to the woman. She gets to set all of the standards for everything that happens between you and somebody that's supposed to be your biological kid. Ain't that crazy? You're 50% of the child's DNA, but the other person, who is the person, by the way, that oftentimes isn't the one the most financially stable, but they'll give them the kid anyway.
And it's not even his kid. He ends up finding out it's not his kid shortly after. That's the craziest part. It's not even his fucking kid, and she's lying.
Because according to Title 5D, and you guys can look this up, it's a real thing, the states get 66% of every dollar they collect in child support. Before Title 5D, it used to be almost always 50-50 custody. After Title 5D, when the state started to get 50% of every, or 66% of every dollar they collect in child support, all of a sudden you see women, even if they're less financially capable of taking care of the kids, getting the kids. And she'll get to set all the rules. And you, as the father, just have to sit there and take it.
She insulted me in one breath, demanded child support in the next. I gave her extra money, $30 here, $250 there, all outside the court order. I was trying to avoid conflict and trying to save the baby's life. Then out of nowhere, she texted me that she wants to be with me. I told her gently, again, that's not what I want. Days later, she posts photos of me and the baby at our house on Christmas morning, like we're a happy little family. By early 2024, it felt like there was no line that she wouldn't cross. February 1st, I make the court-ordered child support payment on time. On Valentine's Day, I posted this photo while I was out to dinner. I wasn't even in town, wasn't my girlfriend, just a night out. Maria saw it and immediately started freaking out, texting that I should have taken the baby to dinner instead. Then she said, keep this up and I won't let you.
So he shows a picture of him out with someone, his new girl. And she writes, you know, it's fucking bizarre to me that you can flaunt your social life and this girl on social media, but there's literally nothing of your daughter, who isn't even his daughter. I hope she realizes how big of a loser you are. Bitch, you stayed in my Airbnb for 2 months for free. I pay you all this money. I still don't know the kid's not mine. Talk about I'm a loser. Wow. I try not to say anything, but I feel like you need to know how much terrible you look. She's probably pickled. Everything they ever did together was drinking involved. Every time she acts like a nut, it seems like there's alcohol involved. I'm sure she's probably a fucking SSRI eating, wine drinking fucking wino. Guaranteed. Blank will never remember you were here. You said that you didn't want me involved in the kid's life when you asked me to fuck you. This bitch is nuts, dude. This is psychological warfare on a whole different fucking level. I don't know how this kid's even got his sanity. You could have taken your daughter out for Valentine's Day. You're never here for her. Grow up soon, Brett. I won't hesitate to take her from you. Do better, be better. What the fuck? What a fucking lunatic. I'm not letting you make me feel like my daughter is not good enough for you anymore. It's not even his kid. He's gonna find out soon. I'm sick of it. I don't give a shit about your money. We can and will survive without you. Then why do you keep busting his balls for his money and to live in his properties? You keep this up, Brett, and I will not let you see her anymore. Honestly, I wish you never came back into the picture. I am so over it. Have a great rest of your trip, with a thumbs up. This bitch is doing psychological warfare to be a hater. This is how fucked up the world is. This should be a criminal fucking charge. This should be criminal what she's done to this dude.
I see her anymore.
And they should take that baby from her too, and give him all his fucking money back.
$100 for a Valentine's dinner for her and the baby.
Wow.
Just trying to avoid another explosion.
Yeah, she took that and spent that on the dude that was blowing her back out. That's really the...
Yep. And she knows he's got money, and he's got a soul, at least a little bit of one. And she knows he's paid. So every time she gives him hell, he just throws money at the problem so he don't got to deal with it. He's got so much money, he don't give a fuck. He'd rather just give her the money than to shut her up. He's pretty much being extorted. This is emotional blackmail. That broad should go to jail. And she should have to pay every fucking dollar back. This is nuts. This is the world we live in. It disgusts me. It makes me want to puke.
The father of the kid. It's insane.
March 1st, I pay again. $750 in support, plus $31 extra for dance class. Again, not court ordered. Just trying to keep the peace. Then she posts birthday photos, thanking our family and best friends for coming to celebrate. We don't share family or best friends. She just went out of her way to find my family and friends, message them, and inserted herself into every part of my life.
Wow.
I paid for the birthday party, $364, so she didn't need extra money. However, the next day, she demands the child support payment 26 days early. When I say no, she tells me to die and says I'll never see the baby again.
Wow.
Let's look at this bitch's messages. Because it says everything, the way she talks to him and shit. Please send money when you can. I already paid for it. Why do I have to keep texting you about this? This is the shit that pisses me off. She said she wanted nothing from this dude, just a baby, when it all started. Oh my God, this kid got fucking played so bad. This is fucking nuts. He's a moron. But even he don't deserve this. I try to get along with you and you do shit like this. Stop intentionally ignoring me or this co-parenting thing will never fucking work. Now please send the money I have asked you to send 1,000,000 fucking times. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, doesn't she sound like such a victim? She's so sweet.
6 days early. When I say no, she tells
Groceries, diapers, wipes. Why is this an issue? And he's paid everything. I'm asking you to send money early. I'm asking you to send money early because I needed it. Do you think I will ask you if I didn't? Where'd the rest of the money go? He don't even gotta pay you yet. The move was kind of expensive. Yeah. Well, you're not living in his fucking house for free anymore. Doesn't that suck? You forgot about that real quick, though. I simply asked for your help. Why is it this complicated when you're going to Vegas to fuck off? I'm not stupid. The last time you went to Chicago going for business, not pleasure, you were posting pics of your little girlfriend, probably paying for all of her shit. But I asked you to help me with that, and you can't even do that. And I'm over it. You're so disrespectful. Respond when I reach out regarding blank. It's your daughter. Now, please, can you send the money? At the end of the message, he writes no. Because he's not supposed to pay yet. And he's not going to get fucked out of more money. And she puts, I hope you fucking die. Good luck seeing blank, his daughter's name. I hope he shows all this shit in court. I hope he gets out of it.
Tells me to die and says I'll never see the baby again.
Wow.
The next day I sent her $156, not because I wanted to, or was ordered to by the courts, because I felt like I didn't even have a choice anymore. Then she posted even more birthday photos, this time at dinner with my family, like everything was normal. I guess because I paid her, she was happy. By this point, I was drained financially, emotionally, mentally. She controlled when I could see the baby, how much I paid, what I was allowed to post, and how I lived my life.
Right.
And every time I pushed back, she would punish me for it. It didn't matter how much I gave, she always wanted more. And I didn't think it could get worse. But then I met Hadley. And for the first time since meeting Maria, I was in a real relationship. An actual one, and it was serious.
Exactly.
Part 6 of Maria's Love Allows will be up tomorrow.
Now you in a whole different part of your life. And that thing is still following you. What you did when you was 24 years old on a whim is still stuck with you today because you made one bad decision.
Retarded. Let's go to part 2 and see how things evolved. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Crazy.
I'm probably going to jail for this. I don't care. I've stayed quiet long enough.
If you missed the first part of this video, it's insane, but you got to go watch part 1. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments and in the description down below. Basically, this guy,
Not him.
He was 24, she was in her mid-30s, and she told him during a one-night stand that she wanted to have a child. He has a huge binder full of proof and documented everything. She lied to him and said that she wanted a sperm donor. There'd be no strings attached. But after she had the baby, she lied to him and said that she wanted a sperm have a child. He has a huge binder full of proof and documented everything. She lied to him and said that she wanted a sperm donor. There'd be no strings attached. But after she had the baby, she got him on child support. She got like $55,000 out of him and got to stay in one of his Airbnbs for 2 years rent-free. He took a paternity test and found out he wasn't the dad, but he still seems to be paying child support every month. There are plenty of other details, but you gotta go check out part 1 of this video, and I'll leave a link in the pinned comments and in the description down below. Go check it out.
Mastermind. Those nurses who built giant platforms on TikTok for being such amazing, kind people, they were narcissists too. Specifically, Hadley.
Girlfriend, who was a nurse, tampered with the test result, and Nurse Hadley lost custody of all her children.
Okay, I want to take a moment to address the people saying I'm a clout chaser for addressing this again. This became an entire...
People are online calling him a clout chaser, saying he's full of shit, he's lying, all this stuff. He's taken 2 fucking paternity tests where he's not the father. What are you? People are fucking nuts. The internet is a fucking cesspool. What a fucking cesspool. I would be happy tomorrow, honestly. I would miss my good subscribers, my solid people. I wouldn't care if this shit blew up tomorrow. Because it's ruining people's... It's ruining people. It's ruining society. People think this shit on the internet is fucking... They can just say whatever they want. It's just insanity. Insanity.
Entirely different battle for me when they attacked Hadley. When I originally shared my story to clear my name, Maria, through her cousin, came online and spread horrible lies about Hadley. They said that she lost custody of her kids, that she was a felon, and that she tampered with the DNA test. None of those things are true, but so many people believed it. I watched the person I love cry while strangers made videos about her. They review bombed her book without even reading it. And despite all that, she still stood by me. So yes, I came with a literal binder of receipts. And I'm going through it in order so they can't twist things again. Because it's one thing to hurt me, but it's a whole other thing when you're attacking the person that I love.
Yeah.
Hadley and I met at the gym, and we went on our first date on March 20th, 2024. About a month later, I brought Hadley to lunch with my mom. My mom told us about Maria texting her recently. Maria was saying that I was selfish, that I wasn't allowed to see the baby anymore, and that she didn't want the baby to grow up like me. Hadley said she can't do that. There's a court order. Because Hadley knew the system, she'd already been through it herself. On June 8th, we spent the day with the baby, Hadley's kids, and some close friends. At cornhole, we went to a birthday party, and even had dinner with friends that night.
By the way, apparently the woman that he's talking about, his new girlfriend, is a doctor on TikTok, and she got like over 1 million followers on TikTok. So when he says that like he fell in love with this woman, she's also a TikToker. He's not really a TikToker. He just got on TikTok to share a story. He seems like he's more into real estate. But yeah, the woman that he's with is she has over 1 million followers on TikTok or something like that. So people were coming after her on social media, and you know how people are when they think they understand something and they get real brave and bold because they can say whatever they want without consequences online.
On the internet.
Just a good day. But when Maria found out that the baby and I were at Hadley's house, she lost it. She texted my mom saying I'll get to play house with their daughter. It's an interesting choice of words considering how the story ends. Maria demanded that I call her immediately or she's going to call the police. I had to leave the baby with Hadley and her friend to go to another room so I could calm Maria down. Soon after, I go on a bachelor trip that was planned months in advance. While I'm gone, Maria jumps on Facebook and has a full-blown meltdown. She says I'm absent from the baby's life and that I skipped town on Father's Day. I just had the baby a few days ago and already had a flight booked to be back on Father's Day.
He's not even the father.
Had a chance when Maria opened social media. Her post was public, no matter how many times she claims it was only friends and family. This little globe icon says otherwise. There's no way it was only her 5,000 close friends and family. Hadley saw it, her family saw it, probably half the state saw it. She called me a deadbeat. She said that I put my dick in anything that walks, and accused me of shoving hot dogs down my throat for Instagram likes.
And Jordan Peterson talks about this too. He says that men tend to lead on the side of physical aggression, while when women are aggressive, they tend to lead on the side of like attacking your character and being passive aggressive. Basically, plausible deniability. So, you know, if you call them out on it, they can go, I don't know what I did. No, I didn't do anything. So basically right now she's just attacking his character and trying to humiliate him in front of his family and friends. And to be honest, he already said that it was a mistake. But if you just out here sleeping with women frivolously at 24, you understand what you're doing. And so this is just the consequence of a bad decision he made when he was 24. Luckily, he's trying to clear his name now. But, I mean, you still got to deal with, all the circumstances that you put on yourself.
Which honestly is pretty funny. But the real kicker, she ends it with, the truth is coming out, and I'm not afraid to share it to the public anymore. She's all about freedom of speech until someone else starts talking. Anyways, she doesn't answer my calls or texts on Father's Day, so I don't get to see the baby. I'm not even shocked at this point. On June 20th,
Typical
we head to the Bahamas
feminist.
for Hadley's brother's wedding. My parents were supposed to keep the baby for the weekend, but at the last moment, Maria asked if she could keep the baby instead. I say, sure, trying to keep the peace. Naturally, 2 seconds later, she's texting my mom. She's saying that I chose my girlfriend over my daughter, and now she's going back to court for full custody. My mom calls her out and says exactly what everybody else is thinking. You've micromanaged his every move, he's never bashed you publicly, and you've wished him dead more than once. And she was right. So it's June, and according to the court order, I'm supposed to have the baby for the whole month. But as usual, Maria was picking and choosing what rules apply. June 25th, this is what her family loves to twist. The infamous Lowe's incident. Here's what actually happened. The night before, on the phone, Maria told me that I could pick the baby up from school in the morning. So I did. We ran some errands, grabbed lunch, and then we went to Lowe's. While I'm there, I text her and ask if I could keep the baby overnight. She calls me immediately. Her response, not thanks, not sure, it's happy with you? I said yes, and instantly she flips.
Wow.
She says that she's coming to Lowe's right now. It's like, no, you're not going to make a scene in Lowe's. I'll just drop Hadley off, and then I'll bring her back to your house like we planned. I hang up, and then I reiterate what I said on the phone through text.
That'd be the day. Do you know how crazy this bitch must be for him to jump through all these hoops? I'm not dropping off my new chick to come bring you my daughter, because you don't want her to be around my new girlfriend. I'll be bringing you my daughter with my new girlfriend, and you can go fuck yourself. This kid has no balls. Why he continues to put up with this shit and not go to court, I don't understand.
I put away my phone while I'm driving. I checked my phone when I parked at Hadley's house. Apparently, Maria's at Lowe's now. I had multiple missed calls from my dad. I call him back, and he tells me that Maria's called him. And apparently, she was running up and down the aisles at Lowe's, screaming that her daughter had been kidnapped.
Oh my
Oddly
God.
enough, her family doesn't deny this part. They just said that I didn't answer the phone for hours.
But this is what guys have to understand, bro. When you're dealing with women, you have to understand that, like, guys who are stereotypical losers, like what culture will point to as a loser as a guy, they sit in their mom's basement, they play video games, they don't have a job, they never bear any bulk of responsibility in their lives, and that's what society will call a loser.
Yep.
But you gotta understand, the female side, they get pushed out of their families' houses because they don't abide by the rules. Because this woman was like, she has no family support, and that's why she needed, if you watch the first part, that's why she needed him to come and see her in the first place, or come when the baby was born in the first place, because she has no family support. Translation to me is, your family, you pushed everybody away that loves you because you're insane, and this is reflected in her behavior now. But the point that I'm trying to make is, oftentimes the guys who are losers stay in their mom's basements, while the women who are losers, they just go off into the world, just basically like siphoning off every guy that they meet and just destroying their lives individually. Because they can. Because there's always some guy that's willing to take her in or accept her or try to date her. And in this case, she got this guy tied up with this baby. But at the end of the day, this is a female version of a loser. You have nothing else to do with your time but try to use this baby as a weapon against this man. It's insane.
The drive from Lowe's to Hadley's house is 17 minutes. I call Maria back and she starts making threats. Hadley tells me to hang up and text her because I need this in writing. That enrages Maria, but we'll get back to that soon. Regardless, I brought it back with no issue. On August 5th, Maria lets me see the...
You know how many good men are probably ruined from shit like this too? I wonder how many. I know fucking my ex, the way she did me at the end, taking care of 2 kids that weren't mine for fucking almost 5 years straight. It broke me. It fucking broke me. I'm still trying to recover. Getting thrown out like fucking garbage after taking care of people for 5 years that don't even care if you're alive. For no reason. It's wild. Wild. But the woman can just jump from dick to dick to dick and keep it moving. Oh, poor single mother. Give me a fucking break.
the baby again. A few days days later, she comes inside Hadley's house. She meets Hadley's kids. She goes into their bedroom. She even played dolls with one of her daughters for a minute. Then, when she comes back to pick the baby up, all three of Hadley's kids are there, standing at the door, waiting by. And this is the same woman that went online and told people that Hadley lost custody of all of her kids. She knew that was a lie. She met the kids and stood in their home. That wasn't confusion. That was strategy. Maria knew that if she could convince people that Hadley was a terrible person, the attention would shift off of her, and the truth wouldn't matter anymore. She wasn't trying to defend herself. She was just trying to take Hadley down because she was helping me. And they hated her for it. They knew she had a platform. They knew that people online
2.1 million subscribers.
Yeah, his girl's way cuter. She's got her shit together. Nurse Hadley, she's a doctor now. She's got 2.1 million followers, almost 71 million likes. But she lost her kids, and she's this and she's that. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of people shitting on people that and making up false accusations on people that don't deserve it. This is what a cesspool the world's become.
The platform, they knew that people
2.1 million subscribers. That's or followers on TikTok. That's a lot.
Cancel large creators. So they made her the target because that was easier than answering for what they had done. On August 10th, I did the first DNA test. That video and the follow after will be next. But for now, people have said that Maria only shared stuff privately on her Facebook with family and friends. That's just not true. But even if those posts were private, they weren't. Explain this. Maria and her friends were in Hadley's comment section months before I made a video. They were harassing her and spreading lies, trying to bait her into saying something back. Hadley didn't respond. She just deleted it and moved on. Meanwhile, they're in her comments saying that I was behind on child support and that she moved me to her house after only knowing me for 3 months. For the record, none of that is true. But they weren't interested in the facts. They were interested in turning the internet against her before I ever said one word. And I sat there with DNA results in my hand, knowing everything they were saying was a lie. And that's when it really hit me. This wasn't just about controlling me anymore. This was about making sure no one ever believed me.
Yeah.
And if they had to ruin Hadley to do that,
it's like what lawyers do. Like if you got a case of a woman who claims to be SA'd or R-worded or, sexually assaulted or raped. But on TikTok, we can say it on YouTube. And if you're just not adult enough to understand what I'm saying, I mean, it is what it is. But it's a technique that lawyers will even use in court. If you can't attack the person's their original position, then you attack their character to just try to nullify anything that they say. If you can make the
yeah, that's right, Hoorah. It was a one-night stand. She told him she just wanted a sperm donor from the start. Oh, you'll have no responsibility. Now she's got him tied up for child support. She stayed in his fucking Airbnb for several months. Fucking nuts. And these bitches will get you. You got to be careful.
Jury not believe anything that the person.
And even better, he took 2 DNA tests that proved the kid isn't his. Now he's got to fight in court to get all his shit back. And now he's going to have to think forever that he's taking care of a kid that wasn't his. He's not really that kid's dad. How much did that fuck his head up? This whole thing must fuck his head up so horribly. I don't care if he can lie about it all he wants. If he didn't have as much money as he does, he'd be broken as a motherfucker.
Says, then the story, no matter how valid what they say is, just won't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're just attacking his character so that when he goes to tell his story or his side of the story, nobody will believe him because they've already heard one side, and he seems to be an unbelievable source. That's what they're trying to make it out to be. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
they didn't care. On October 8th, I finally posted the truth. I shared the DNA results, I told my story, and I kept it factual. And immediately, Maria's cousin Michelle jumped in to Hadley's DMs. She said, "You're the problem. Brett was never this confident until you were in his ear. He never questioned anything before you." And there it was. It was never about the DNA test. It was never about co-parenting. They were just angry because I was not easy to control anymore.
Exactly.
Hadley, he was never the villain. They just hated that someone finally gave me the strength to stand up for myself. And what really blows my mind is how many creators took their side. Even after Michelle publicly posted that she ever saw Hadley, it was on site. She wasn't even hiding it. She was threatening violence, admitting to lying, and openly trying to destroy her. And instead of calling that out, these creators amplified it. They didn't ask any questions. They didn't look at any of the facts. They just picked up the pitchfork
and joined in.
Yeah.
So if you're one
Yeah,
of those
because TikTok is just a man-hating website. It's just a man-hating man-hating.
That's why I'm not on it.
That's all people do on TikTok. So automatically, the woman, if she gets on there crying and telling a sob story, everybody's just gonna believe it. But this guy has actual evidence and proof, and this is a good case this man is presenting. This man brought out a whole portfolio and said, if the judge ain't gonna listen to me, hopefully social media will. Even if I gotta go to jail, I'm standing up for myself at this point. And that's what happens once you start to have a family and you got somebody else you love. You want to protect that person, and once you got to protect somebody else, you'll take it there. Yeah, once it comes to them, you'll take it there.
people who helped them do it. You didn't just get it wrong. You helped abusers keep their power.
Exactly.
I'll be waiting for an apology.
You ain't
I'm
gonna
not
get
sure
it.
if this is the last segment, but I'm assuming so because he didn't say he was going to make another part. Guys, you got to go check out part 1 of this video if you haven't seen it. This story is absolutely insane. Nothing that I tell you is going to do it justice. This man has the whole portfolio, and he goes through it showing everything that you need to know about this situation. But yeah, this is the state of the world that we're in. This is where we are now when it comes to family court, when it comes to women being able to weaponize children against men. This is how far
Crazy.
it's gone. You could be seen as 50% of the child's DNA, which in this case he isn't.
He's
and
not
proved
any.
that he isn't the dad biologically. But even then, once he signed that legal document, he's on the hook.
He's fucked.
And even with all this evidence, nobody's been hearing him out. This man is still paying his child support to this day.
And no one knows who the
hopefully
kid's
at
real
some point,
dad
You know,
is.
somebody to listen to his case. If I was the judge, I would have already ruled in his favor. It would have been over with.
Yep.
The second I seen that this man's paternity, he wasn't the dad of the kid, the case would have been open and shut. But of course, you got to remember that the states benefit off of child support. The state benefits off of running the man through the ringer, the lawyer, the judges, everybody from top down.
No one knows. The court still say he's the father. He passed 2 fucking DNA tests, and because he signed that birth certificate, he's the fucking father right now. To this day. Be careful what you do, boys and girls. Be careful what you do. And people never show their true colors. It takes a long time. And also, people change. This fucking disgusted me. I know it was a long video, but I thought it was important. The court, wherever they live, I don't know where they live. But wherever they live, the court is still siding with him. I mean, with her. Pretty much. Pretty much, Ura. Fucking pathetic. Pathetic. I'm going to show you some more pathetic shit. We're going to check out some clowns from the world. Some insane assholes. Some DEI fucking idiots. I have no idea. I have no idea what state it was in. I think he's from down south. I don't know where they met up, though. Fucking nuts. This is why I need to go to a fucking... get a piece of land somewhere away from these idiots. I'm getting sick of even finding this shit online. Toxic fucking world. And these are the type of idiots that make the world the way it is now. Years of my transitioning. Another fucking moron. Delusional fucking asshole. I'm sure this fucking dude thinks he can get pregnant too. Fucking pathetic. Pathetic. I wish we could go back in time to 1990 when shit made sense. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. None of this shit.
In the 6 years of my transition, going on 7 now, I have never once been questioned in a bathroom. For those of you who are just watching, don't know me, I am a trans woman, was born male, transitioned to a woman, and I just think that this whole bathroom thing is like literally just such an oxymoron. Like, I have never been questioned in the bathroom, rarely ever been approached. I can probably count on my hands how many times I've been approached in the bathroom. And it's usually a compliment for another girl to tell me how pretty I am, or Somebody asking me like, hey, is there toilet paper in your stall? I don't have anything in here. Shit like that. I have never, ever once been questioned about my gender.
So what's the problem?
Ever. I go in there, I use the stall, I do my business.
So it's a big problem for you, right?
I leave. Some girls like to take a little selfie in the bathroom. Me, I don't personally. I think I don't like bathroom selfies. But yeah, that's it. That's really it. And a lot of Republicans don't understand that there is trans men that exist. People who are born female. Take testosterone, and let me tell you one thing about testosterone. It fucks you up. So trans men literally are like full of body hair, full of facial hair, big buff dudes.
Not really.
Because of these laws, they're going to be forced in the bathroom with your daughter. Which is going to be actual man in the bathroom. So
these people
I will
are nuts.
never use a men's bathroom until the day I die. I will never do it.
What are you talking about? You're delusional.
See what trans shit did? All this trans shit opened up Pandora's box. They opened up Pandora's box.
Now, I know that first clip was kind of long, but I really wanted you guys to hear the whole thing. Especially the part where that fella said that for some reason Republicans were going to be upset that biological women would be forced to use the restrooms with their daughters. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and very crazy clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So
I agree, Mark.
Have a profile picture from some dating app.
Make a trans bathroom.
This individual with the 5 o'clock shadow is Cammie. Cammie is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a lesbian. Now,
why are there so many men that identify as women, but they still date women? That I don't understand it. You're a dude that wants to be a girl that likes girls. Just be a fucking dude. What the fuck? I don't get it. I think it's just a way to be a creepy predator and get attention. I really do.
What I find fascinating is Cammie refuses to date other trans lesbians and will only date cis lesbians.
A little creepy, bro.
All right, we're going to keep it moving with this lovely lady once again.
Oh, this bitch again?
A clip of in the last video. Now, she went viral recently, so a bunch of people are posting different clips of her online. So apparently somebody complained about her and got her live streaming access taken away because she likes to criticize Elon and President Trump. Don't do that. We don't agree with that. People should be able to criticize anyone they want, especially government officials. Anyway, here's her response to that. Roll it.
Oh, they don't want me talking, do they? They don't want me talking about that bullshit, do they? Is that called bullshit, 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 bullshit? You should be embarrassed. It's all right. You see, you got my live access taken away.
Meth head. Fucking weirdo.
What a crazy old broad.
All right, let's keep it moving with this liberal woman. Now, she looks just like all these people we keep seeing at these Tesla protests. They all look just like that. Anyway, the caption says, "What radicalized me? You did." I'm talking about MAGA boomers. Roll it.
A question for all the MAGA boomers out there who took their little Gen X kids to Sunday school every Sunday and taught them songs like, Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Remember that song? Remember how you taught us about Jesus and how he loved everyone and he hung out with the sinners and he flipped the tables and he like spoke out for the marginalized and said that, you know, everyone is worthy of his love. And it doesn't matter what you've done or what the color of your skin is. Did we miss the part? Like, did we just stop going at the part where...
These people that say this shit have never read a Bible in their life or the 10 Commandments or nothing. These people have no idea what the basic fundamentals and the basic rules of Christianity. Everything that's not fucking okay that they do, that they think Christians are supposed to accept. Get the fuck out of here. They are such fucking hypocrites. They have no education on it, but they'll support terrorists in Palestine blowing people up. Fucking nuts. Or they'll support a kid stabbing another kid at a fucking track meet.
Oh, but once you turn adults, then Jesus doesn't love you because of the color of your skin and only the white color matters? Or did you just forget that along the way too? Because it doesn't seem like you're applying those same messages to people anymore. And that's sad.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
All right, next up we have one of the cackling hens from The View, Sunny Hostin, on some podcast talking about how voter ID laws affect minorities and women. Now, the fella she's talking to says the more people who vote, the more chance the Democrats have to win. So basically, the dumb people that don't know how to get IDs are voting for Democrats. Do we really want those people voting in our elections anyway? Roll it.
The reason Democrats don't want voter ID is because they make it much more difficult for elderly people that don't travel, don't have a passport, poor people, that don't have cars, don't have driver's licenses. So it's sort of a vestige of, I think, post-slavery laws where Black people had to prove their right to vote, and oftentimes they couldn't vote because they couldn't pass some crazy test or they didn't have the appropriate ID. It also affects women that are married. Maybe your passport reflects something that's different on your birth certificate or on your driver's license. So really, the bottom line is voter suppression, and I agree with him 100%. It's a brilliant notion that less voter ID laws allows more people to vote. And most democracies do it that way. We're the only ones that really don't do it that way.
Right. I mean, I think it's been considered fact by most that the more people that vote, the more likely it is that Democrats have
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it does make sense.
That's why there's gerrymandering, and that's why there's voter suppression, and that's why Republicans want this voter ID stuff.
That was the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
Yep.
Next up, we have this young lady who is upset that her father wants her to date a white guy, but she can't because one day she had a vision that she had a half-black baby. Good luck to her. Roll it.
And then my fucking idiot father is like, why can't you just be with a nice white boy? You know why, Dad? I had a vision of my fucking son who came to me and he was smiling at something next to me, and he was smiling so hard I couldn't see what his eyes looked at. But I saw his hair and I saw his skin and he was half black. So if you really want to fucking know, Dad, that's why I can't be with a white boy. So yeah.
Because you had a vision? Wow.
A black guy. Imagine that. All right, next up we have this person who is going to sing a song for us. Now, I don't think the song is in English, so we're probably not going to listen to it for very long. I'm just curious, how does a person get to this point in their life? Roll it.
What kind of demon is that? What kind of fucking demon possessed this poor individual? I think most of these people are fucking possessed. I gotta keep it real. I really am starting to fucking believe that a lot of these people have a fucking demonic entity Seriously. Or just a fucking major mental illness. I don't know which one. The Catholic Church should get cracking and figuring this shit out. Seriously. This is bizarre. Imagine bringing her home to your mother. Imagine bringing that home to your mother. Oh my God. What the fuck is going on? I think we're in the end times, man. I really wonder.
Your song? It's awful. I hate it.
Now, I don't think this is the same person we just heard singing that song in the last clip that I didn't understand the words to, but I bet they're in the same band. Anyway, we don't have any sponsors for today's video, but I want to give a big shout out to today's honorable mentions, Diane Z and Felicia B, for each leaving a super thanks on the last video. So, Diane and Felicia, thank you both so much. I really appreciate the support. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video. All right, next up we have this individual who is going to answer the question, is being a Therian a mental illness? And for those of you that don't know what a Therian is, it's a person that thinks they're an animal. So there's the answer to that question. Roll it.
Therian a mental illness? Actually, no, not at all. See, being a Therian is defined as non-physically identifying as an animal. But what that basically means is that your internal sense of self and how you view yourself on the inside is an animal rather than a person. So basically, when you picture yourself internally, you are not seeing a human or what your body looks like, you're seeing an animal. The main thing that separates therianthropy from a mental illness is the fact that it causes no harm. Therians aren't actually believing we're animals or having delusions that we are. Now, therianthropy can be affected by mental illness, but it itself is not. See, being a Therian is not inherently harmful. But mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, personality disorders, they can all affect how your therianthropy presents. So chances are, if you are having negative side effects of being a Therian, those are actually from another cause rather than being a Therian in of itself.
Oh my
The
God.
important thing to remember is to always seek out help if you are going through a tough time, whether Therian or otherwise. But therianthropy is not a mental illness.
See, now that's some bullshit.
And next up we have this lovely young lady who has a message for the food stamp office. This should be good. Roll it.
Dear Food Stamps Office, guess what? I will apply every time you deny me. I will reapply. You said I have to wait 30 days? I will wait 30 days down to the dot and then submit immediately. Y'all are going to personally know me. Y'all are going to call me so much that you're going to know me. Matter of fact, don't even call me when my application hits your desk just to prove me. Because, bitch, I'm going to send another one. And I'm going to continue to send another one until you approve me. I need my medical care and I need my food stamps. Don't piss me off. I'm broke. Give me my shit.
What the hell is wrong with
Wow.
you people? Hey, where are the white women at?
That's like every Democrat on earth nowadays. Give me what's not mine. I never worked a day in my life. I deserve everything free. I'm not a citizen. They're not citizens. Give us our shit. Fuck the people that work their whole life.
Right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of DEI Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett freely admitting that she is a DEI hire. She can't get mad at people for calling her that. She says it herself. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Say because you've been gracious is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
Because you are.
What did you say? What the fuck did you just say?
And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
The bitch is crazy.
And that's why we are where we are today. And it goes further than that. This shit is affecting everything. Everything. It's even affecting sports. There's been 2 coaches in the NBA fired recently with teams going into the playoffs. Because the players on those teams don't like the coach. I know some people aren't fans of sports, but I'm going to play this for you because it shows you how fucked up society is. Even these athletes that get paid millions of dollars to play a game they love don't even try anymore. I want to show you what happened to the coach of the Denver Nuggets. He got fired. He won a championship 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And he got fired 2 games before the playoffs. He got fired this morning or last night. It's fucking nuts. Nuts. And he's a white dude. The other coach that got fired for being hard on his players, the superstars didn't like him for trying to make him work hard. He was a white dude too. Both these guys got their teams to the playoffs. One of them won a championship. But the woke fucking NBA and the players that are in the NBA don't take criticism, don't want to work hard. And this affects everything. It affects society. This is why when people tell me how great today's NBA players are, I laugh in their face. And I had someone last night tell me how great Nikola Jokic is and how he would dominate Shaquille O'Neal, which is a fucking joke. Laughable. Laughable. Well, Nikola Jokic just got his supposedly had a hand in his coach getting fired. And he wants to be traded to the Lakers now. That's the rumor. So let's check out this video. We're going to check out Coach JB and Smitty and hear their take on it. I'm going to give my take on it. I want to hear your guys' take on it. And I agree with what Coach JB says about the whole thing. I think it's pathetic.
Imagine unprofessional professionals in professional sports. Want me to say it again? Imagine unprofessional professionals in professional sports. That's what we got. Mike Malone, basically 1.5 years after winning an NBA title, was fired yesterday because he is rough around the edges, and players simply couldn't handle his hard coaching. Coach Malone, the all-time winningest coach in Nugget history. I think he's the 3rd longest tenured coach in the NBA right now. Currently is gone. As we wake up this morning, he is gone. We are witnessing the softest era of professional athletes in the history of professional sports.
Yep. Say that again.
This morning, he is gone. We are witnessing the softest era of professional athletes in the history of. We are witnessing the softest is gone. As we wake up this morning, he is gone. We are witnessing the softest era of professional athletes in the history of professional sports.
I agree. This is the softest era of any fucking athletes in all sports ever. These guys aren't they make more money than any of these guys that came before them. The minute they don't like a coach, they get them fired for trying to make them a better player. And you got all these young kids that grow up watching these guys thinking how it's done. And they do the same thing throughout life, whether it's sports, school, anything. Mediocrities become okay, as long as you're making money.
Fact. The GM was also fired, which was smoke and mirrors to basically tell the public it was a house cleaning operation, when in reality they fired the GM to show Mike Malone, it wasn't just you, Mike. We had to make decisions. In reality, we know it was Mike Malone ruffling feathers in the locker room, calling players out for not watching film, and telling players that they're basically a bunch of overpaid prima donnas. In reality, it's a big joke.
Because they are.
Another player empowerment endorsement by upper management over the coach. We are standing for nothing and falling for everything, yet expect a better and more competitive product on our courts, on our fields, and on our diamonds across professional sports. We have fallen off hard when it comes to building men, creating tough skin, and setting up people for lifelong success rather than just short-term fame. We want an analytical Excel spreadsheet creator roaming our sidelines over an alpha male hard ass. And we wonder why men are painting their nails, playing women in sports, and creating softer men than we have ever seen before in professional sports. Now,
I agree too. There was something else that fucked up happened over the weekend. Deion Sanders and his kids had a pro day. The kids at Colorado, including his two sons, to work out for the NFL draft. And the Colorado staff went online and lied about the times the players ran in the 40-yard dash. Lied online. And if you go look up what the NFL clocked them at, they lied by at least 0.2 of a second with every player, including Shiloh Sanders, who Deion said he was going to buy a new car for if he ran a 4.4. The NFL Combine said he ran almost a 4.6. It was a high 4.5. His coaches there said he ran a 4.43, something low. And that's getting pushed all over the internet now. And now they're trying to paint it like the NFL fucking lied. It's fucking nuts. Because they're trying to get fucking the Sanders second kid on an NFL roster somewhere by any means necessary. And they make money off that content. Deion Sanders' oldest son, I think it's Deion Jr., does all the social media for Colorado. He's going up there giving out fake times from the fucking training staff of Colorado, making money for the videos. And you wonder why these kids are all fucking spoiled brats. And the NIL is ruining fucking college sports.
The Nuggets will blow up this roster. Joker will be a Laker. Jamal Murray will be gone, along with Porter Jr. and everyone else. This will be an entire new roster next year. But what do I know? What is your take on this?
I was shocked. Like, when I looked at my phone and saw this news yesterday, I thought it was one of those fake accounts. You know what I'm saying? I thought somebody was trolling me. And I looked and kept seeing.
And not for nothing, to the person that keeps saying how great Jokic is, telling me I'm a dick rider for Jason Tatum. If Jokic is so great, why does coach get fired 2 games before the playoffs? That don't happen to MVPs. MVPs don't have their coaches fucking fired 2 days before the playoffs when they're in 4th place. In my opinion.
Seeing it on every single major platform, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is real. They're 2 games away from the playoffs and you fire your head coach? It makes no sense, man. And obviously there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. Not only they fired their head coach, they fired the GM. Everything I've read is that the GM and Coach Malone have never been cool. They disagreed on a lot of on-court decisions and moves behind the scenes. And it seems like there were some disagreements on Westbrook's role. We know Westbrook has kind of played poorly as of late, last few games lately, especially late in the game.
He's played horrible all year.
Some back and forth on his minutes being or decreased, and allegedly Mike Malone wanted to keep him in. The GM wanted some younger guy going in, etc. And the owner, I think, who is Cocky, right? Ain't Cocky the owner of the Nuggets? He also owns the Rams and all these championship teams.
Colorado Avalanche.
Yep. He put out a statement, but he kind of kept it PC, but saying that, although the timing isn't great, they believe that this is the best decision for the Nuggets to grow and get to that next step. I think that's
It's a load of
lie.
shit.
That's cap. There's no way
It's a
in hell
big
you
lie.
fire your head coach. Forget the GM right now. You fire your head coach 2 games or whatever before the playoffs start. While y'all are a 4th seed, I think they're a game and a half away from 3rd seed. They probably won't get it. I think the Lakers will probably keep it secured, but they could potentially become the 3rd seed. And you fire your head coach, and you're telling the people of Denver, people of Colorado, that this is going to make you guys more of a contender in the playoffs?
No.
it don't.
No.
It's going to cause more distractions. There's no true leader in that locker room now. Say what you want about Mike Malone. Obviously, me and JB, we're Lakers fans, and so, sometimes Coach Malone will talk trash and we get annoyed or whatever. But on a serious level, serious note, he's a hell of a coach. Old school mentality, you know what I'm saying? Not scared to go at, any of the guys. He's a champion. He brought the Nuggets the first title ever for the Nuggets?
First
Am I
ever.
mistaken?
Nah, we had
Or first one in a while, put it like that.
Yeah.
First one in a long time.
Denver never
Just
won a
couple years
championship
ago.
before him.
And you're a top seed right now. You're having a bad stretch, and then you just fire your coach. It makes no sense. It's the second time that this has happened this year. Just a few weeks ago, we saw the Grizzlies fire their head coach after again playoff contention, like competing well. So I don't know what's going on, man. Like it's hard to be a coach right now. It seems like any disagreement, behind the scenes.
I thought it was easy, homie. I thought y'all.
You couldn't pay me, I don't think, to coach. Even young kids nowadays. Anytime you test anyone, you become a fucking asshole. Anytime you're hard on your players, you're a bad guy. Anytime you want these guys to work hard, you're a problem. Mike Malone is all done coaching. He don't want to deal with this shit no more. It's the same reason Nick Saban don't want to do it no more either. It's starting to ruin sports. The culture, the Western culture and entitlement is gotten so out of fucking control. I don't even want to be a part of none of it. If my teams become part of this shit, I will not root for them anymore. I'm very close to not rooting for half of them as it is. Same thing happened with the Boston Bruins. Every other fucking day they're firing their head coach. You got no leadership. But you got the MVP, but you're firing your coach 2 games before the playoffs. Then he's not the MVP. He's not the MVP if your coach is getting fired 2 days before the playoffs. I don't give a fuck what no one says.
We're cool for the player empowerment, homie.
Not to this level.
Well, because Micro, I've been telling y'all, this is what's going to happen, homie. This is the problem. This is the product. Like, what do you mean? When you allow, this is what you're going to have. The old school coach is dead and buried, homie. You will have Mike McDaniels on every sideline wearing skinny jeans, and I'm not even trying to kid around. That is what you're going to have. It's the player that gets paid exorbitant amount of money who now picks and chooses which soft pussy he wants to coach him.
Yep.
Or her.
Yep.
Like, let's just be real. The old school guy like Mike Malone, I mean, come on, Smitty. Like, look at it, dog. Bud got fired after winning a title in Milwaukee a year later.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse got fired 2 years after Toronto. Kawhi Leonard hits the dagger shot and wins it. Like, what are we doing? If you notice the trend, it's all old school cats. So, like, this is the bottom line. You want young bullshit coaches who say, yes, 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 don't worry, Card, it's okay. You don't have to watch film. There's stories out there, allegedly. We'll go with that. But we talked to certain people that say it's true. In Miami, in the NFL, guess what that common denominator is? Oh, he don't demand hard work. He doesn't demand you show up on time. He doesn't demand you practice hard. And guess what Miami Dolphins are known as? Soft. Like, let's just be real. Mike Malone demands it. And we got a clip here, Smitty, and I want to ask you, is this the clip that ended up firing him?
Let's see it.
Guys got to look themselves in the mirror and start coming to each respective game with the proper mindset and have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight.
I feel like they took that.
I really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are full of shit won't hear it. You know, they'll say, "Coach is tripping."
Love it.
And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up.
Yep.
And not nobody.
Absolutely, Jet. Absolutely, Jet. And it's starting to happen in the NFL. Certain teams in hockey do it. The Bruins are guilty of it. Bruins have had like 4 coaches in 2 years, something like that. 2 or 3 years. I think we've had 4 coaches over the last 2 seasons, something like that. Out of control. NFL's starting to get like that with a lot of teams. Look at, they're going after Mike Tomlin, saying he's a horrible coach. Guy, and he don't get in with the younger players. He's made the playoffs like every fucking year. They did it to Belichick. They'll do it to Vrabel eventually, if that even gets off the ground with New England this year and the next year. That the old school mentality that made people great is gone. You know, I'm not a pro athlete, but when we went out to practice, it wasn't to go out and practice and fuck around. It was to go out and improve. When you practice hard. That's the only way you get better. When you watch film, you watch film. When you do these things, you got to do them with effort, or else you're not going to improve. You're just fucking around doing bullshit. I've seen it ruin a bunch of teams that I love. The Yankees are guilty of it. They keep letting fucking Aaron Boone destroy that fucking team that should have won several World Series by now. Should have kept Joe Girardi around. He got sick of their shit and left too. And then went back to coach another team. And they'll do it with Missoula eventually too. The Celtics will end up in that boat. Give it some time. Give it some time. Give them another ring. They win another one, it'll happen. People don't care about greatness anymore. They care about money. All anyone cares about is money. We've talked about it, about video games, cars, everything. It's all about money. If you can't bring money to the table, or if it's not about money, there's nothing else to talk about. And it's ruining everything. The NIL with no rules, destroying college sports. They don't put some rules on the NIL. Watch out. It's already it's a mess already. 2,000 basketball players entered the portal before the fucking Final Four was even over. And now you got professionals that don't even want to listen to their coach. That led them to a championship. They're in 4th place getting ready to go into the playoffs. And because the players don't like him, they're going to get rid of him. He was fine when you guys were winning. Maybe you should go back to listening to the fucking dude.
I said a word. So,
Really, this is the thing I have. The problem I have is, go ahead. You were saying something?
No, well, to me, that tone, that tells me that he, the GM, and the owner was already having some bickering and disagreements going on behind the scenes.
His tone right there, he wanted out. So,
yeah, I agree.
By the way.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I don't know if that tone. I don't even know if that tone is I want out of Denver. That tone is I want out of coaching.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Fucking right, he does. I mean, that's a demoralized cat who 2 years ago won it all, and nobody can see anything behind the scenes. See, a lot of us just want the sausage. We don't want to know how it's made. We just want to taste it, and it's unbelievable. That's what a lot of cats out here, the common fan, and the guys I call nobodies. A lot of guys.
Thank you, JB. I want to rewind that. Just like all the assholes that try and talk sports to me. Not all you guys, but there's a lot of fucking people that come in here giving me their 2 cents that don't fucking get it. They just don't fucking get it.
I want to know how it's made, and that tone is I want out of coaching.
Ooh, you think so?
Right here.
Right, he does.
Listen what he says.
That's a demoralized cat who 2 years ago won it all, and nobody can see anything behind the scenes. See, a lot of us just want the sausages. We don't want to know how it's made. We just want to taste it, and it's unbelievable. That's what a lot of cats out here, the common fan, and the guys I call nobodies, a lot of guys in the chat and shit. I always say that, like, you just want to taste it. Like, you have no idea. You never played, you never coached, you have no idea. Your fucking DFS DraftKings pick didn't hit for you, so you hate.
That's a huge problem too. All this sports gambling got people fucking supporting morons. Oh yeah, fucking SGA. Oh yeah, Jokic. Oh, this one, that one. The Greek freak. That, the other thing. They're good for a couple years and then they go away. Oh, they didn't win me any money on DraftKings. Fuck them. They suck. Like, the whole fucking thing with the gambling is ruining sports too. Because it's fucking people's idea up of what's good and what's great and what sucks. It's wild.
Hate the guy today. Tomorrow you love him. I always say that, like, you just want to taste it. Like, you have no idea. You never played, you never coached, you have no idea. Your fucking DFS DraftKings pick didn't hit for you, so you hate the guy today. Tomorrow you love him. One day you love Westbrook because he got you 50 fantasy points.
Yep.
The next day you fucking hate him because he fucking threw it away. Like, this is the you have no clue how it really works, and you don't see anything that's going on in the locker room. You don't see any of that, what he just said. He's trying to force a round peg into a square hole with his team, and they're combative in there.
Nope.
And there's a big old issue in the locker room. And I remember they won it all, homie. And this man right here got a tattoo of a nugget on his arm. Made a joke of it, trying to keep up with the young cats fucking around. And kind of like Gino did this year with UConn women. And he goes over to Serbia or wherever Joker's from, don't he? And don't he ride horses and do all the shit with Joker and his brothers?
Think so.
Yeah, he did. I know. It's fact. I guarantee, because he went over there, and I remember it was a big thing, and I watched the whole thing on it. So the rumors I'm hearing is that Joker and him are fine. Joker likes him a lot. And Joker, think about it, his upbringing and his brothers and all the shit you see. He's fine with the hard coaching.
Yeah. That's normal over there. That's like whatever.
It used to be normal over here. That's what's crazy. It used to be normal over here. Anyway, he's fine with it. But guess what? There's too many fucking chefs in the kitchen, homie, in today's sporting world. And I just imagine professionals being unprofessional, man, in professional sports. I don't know how else to say it.
Yep.
So, like, I was talking to Matt Barnes and other guys, and they were like, dog, we used to get it in on our own. So when we got the coach to come in and show the game film, he was just showing cut-ups of the coaching points of what, as a team, we should have done. But we already watched our minutes.
Right.
Like, we already knew I fucked up, so when he cussed us out, yeah, coach, I know. I already saw it. And then there was grading going on. Hey, dog, I know you watch your own film. What the fuck did you do in the second quarter when why didn't you get on the ground for the loose ball? Why didn't you get the 50-50 balls? Why did we lose all the 50-50 ball opportunities this game? Why did we lose fucking 8 or 10 of them? You couldn't get your fucking prima donna ass on the court.
And I said that shit throughout the entire fucking NCAA tournament. Missed layup after missed layup. Offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Turnovers. Bad defense at critical times. These motherfuckers don't care about the coaching anymore. And that's why these teams lose. And that's why the good teams win. To this fucking day.
On the floor and save the rock, like old school video of Shaq doing it, diving into the thing and throwing the ball out, all these things. Like, I'm telling you, homie, it's sad to see, dog. There's no recovering from it. This is what it is. And what happens is, Smitty, no offense, I love the young kid at Florida, 39 years old, one of the youngest coaches to beat the old Kelvin Sampson and all that. But when that happens, And there's no shot at by me. What I mean, I'm just gonna make a point. When it happens, it solidifies this firing, though.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's like, see, let's go with the young guy because the young guys are winning. You know.
See, when Curry and Steph Kerr and when Steve Kerr and Curry and them took the world by fire, because we know Kerr is a soft puss. But anyway, when
Steve Kerr is the wokest cock going. Number one. Number two, that ain't even Steve Kerr's team. That team was built by Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson built that entire Warriors fucking team, and then they shit-canned him for Steve Kerr for no fucking reason that I can think of. Probably because he's a woke cock.
When he came out and was hitting all these threes, and they were on fire and they played this finesse style. Let's be honest. I'm gonna try to be politically correct as I can with Steve Kerr. They played this perimeter, softer, finesse style that won championships, and everybody was like, "Let's go with this style of let's go get 3-point shooters. Let's play this finesse style."
The Celtics are doing it now.
I'm just saying he was younger, right, when they started. Let's go get this younger coach. And they all, and even though Mark Jackson built that roster, they go get Steve Kerr to get him over the hump and win it. Then they won the titles, all the success and all that shit. Well, you see a trend go on after that. There was coaching hires just like that. Oh, let's go find a Popovich guy.
And that's my problem with Jokic. I'm not saying Jokic isn't good, but if Jokic was truly the MVP, right? Why isn't that locker room listening? If Jokic is the most valuable player, why are they firing their coach two games before their playoff run? MVPs do not have their coaches fired 2 games before the playoffs. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. If he was the most valuable player to his team wouldn't be fucking crying for their coach to be fired. They won't even listen to fucking Jokic. So how's he the most valuable? I'll wait. He puts up phenomenal numbers, but even he can't get them to buy into that bullshit. He can't get them to buy into it because they're full of bullshit, is what I meant. They rather just get rid of the coach that wants them to work hard and go by the game plan that works.
From his tree, or let's go get a Billy Donovan in OKC, and now he's in Chicago struggling, right? Because he's now become the hard old guy. Like, I'm just telling you, this is the way to get around coaching the young men and demanding of them and holding them accountable by getting young coaches to do softer shit. Let's appease to the masses,
Disgusting.
which are the players who make so much money that we're not going to be able to cuss them out anymore. We're not going to be able to hold them to the fire. We can't demand greatness from them no more because they make so much money. They feel they're above going to watch film. They feel they're above being professional. They feel they're above being hungry, Smitty, because they know that on the 1st and the 15th, their fucking bank accounts are going to be fattened. And the thing is, dog, it's a sad, sad world we're in because the competitive balance and competitive edge by professionals are gone. And now we're seeing, I could get into the league now. As a high school kid, Smitty, there's so much to talk about with this, but you can't tell me high school kids don't have it easier as far as their path. When they're sitting there in high school thinking, I can get paid, I can play in college longer, I can play in college at multiple schools and get multiple bags, stay longer, make professional money. I saw something the other day, I'm rambling on, you can have it, but I saw something about, who was it?
The Florida point guard got paid $2 million this year.
Yep.
Talking about him.
Nah, there's 2 brothers. One's in the league and one's in college, and the brother that's in college makes more money than the one in the league.
Oh, I saw that too. I can't remember his name. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Come on, homie. So Let's play the Paul Pierce take because I know we have a similar take on this. I wanted to show this what it is. That's what I've been saying for years, what it has become and what we're going to allow if we keep letting this happen. And I've been saying it for 4 and 5 years, homie, and now we're seeing it full firsthand. Like, this is a 4th seed, Smitty. It's not like they're not in the playoffs or not. I mean, even if they were, like, used to, Smitty, this is how it used to be. If you won a Super Bowl or an NBA title, you automatically got 5 years extra.
Yeah.
Right. Like, off the rip, like, I never, he's the last coach I would have thought would be fired right now. Like, that doesn't make no sense. Especially for the Nuggets. Y'all don't win championships. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it funky. That's not what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? It's not a regular thing. This is a rare occurrence. He brought that to you.
And I got a video from yesterday that I did that a lot of people are tripping on me because I correlated it with. Let's take a listen. What up, man? The real Coach JB here. Listen, man, the Denver Nuggets fired Mike Malone. Just won the title 2 years ago. So the Celtics last year and the fucking Nuggets the year before. It sounds like a bunch of pussies up in the front office there in Denver. Mile High Stadium must be fucking high because guess what? You can't handle a combative alpha male leader of men. And you cancel culture vultures out here should be fucking ashamed of yourself for firing a dude who's been there 10 years, the all-time wins leader, and just won a title. And let me break this down real quick. This is why you soft pussies out here stop comparing the NIL and transfer portal era kids to grown men who have been doing it for 40 fucking years and bettering it for their family.
Thank you. What have I been saying for the last fucking half a year? And I love sports. I've been saying this shit constantly. And people call me all kinds of shit, call me a homer. Oh, you just like Boston teams, this, that, and the other thing. Dude, open up your eyes. You young people out there, get some fucking balls and watch some old tape and see what it used to take to be great and win a ring. There's no comparison to what these guys used to do back in the day to now. No comparison. And that's why the game's all fucked up and soft. Every fucking sport. Every single one of them.
You kids get to transfer 20 times and say, well, coaches could transfer, coach. They can take new jobs. They've earned the right. 40 fucking years. You guys don't even know how to change oil in your fucking cars yet. You want to transfer? Stop comparing it. It ain't the same. The reason I said that, Smitty, is because I've been saying this with you for 2 years now, and you know what I mean, but I don't know if people understand. It's starting to transition uphill, which I've been telling everybody.
It's going to affect
when you allow
everything.
it in college now, the college player that was allowed to do it and transfer 4 times and get NIL money, they go on to the NBA and the NFL and do what? Demand trades. Player empowerment is at all-time high.
And look at all this shit really started in Europe with the soccer players. Soccer players have been doing this for like 20 plus years. Demanding trades, demanding this, demanding that. They make the most money out of anyone. This shit started over in Europe and made its way here now. And it's going to get worse because these kids from college that transfer 4 times and get paid more money every time they do more at another school are going to do the same thing when they get to the pros. They're going to hold all these teams hostage. Watch. They're already starting to.
And we start comparing, well, the coach can leave and take a new job. He has to pay money back. He's on a contract. There's a huge difference. And he gets fired like this man just did 2 years after winning a title. I don't know players that get fired, homie. I know they get cut. We used to cut you. Nowadays, that's not even happening anymore. Now you're allowed to leave.
Yeah.
Here's the cool part if I was coaching college football or college basketball.
Well, nowadays, you get to go down to the G League and make $1 million for being a scrub.
Or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you straight up, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but go ahead and enter the portal, Smitty, and go ahead and let me lose my 5-star in the portal.
Yeah.
And if you're too soft to handle it, go ahead. You know what's crazy about this landscape that I would flip? And I don't know, probably why I don't coach no more, because obviously I would come up with innovative ways to dominate the recruiting trail like I always have seemed to do. in less than 48 hours, I'll have a 5-star replacement now.
Yeah.
Where before, if we lost a kid, you know, in June, July, whatever, I'm fucked, right? I'm trying to beg that kid or work a way to keep the kid. I can go get the kid right now, right back. Another kid, 5-star kid now, with the way the rules are.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, only if you have the money to do it, or he's interested in your school. Only if you are coaching at the right spot. And that's what's going to kill a lot of these smaller schools.
I can replace that kid like this, homie. Like I don't think people realize, and I think Fran Brown came out at Syracuse and said, like, there's 2 ways this is going now. You can enter the portal, young man. I can also send you to the portal.
Right. It goes away.
And I'm glad he said that, because
Start sending them.
Craziness about this, and eventually this oil and water mixture is.
That's what I would do if I was a coach. Fuck it. You want to be a douchebag? You want to play games? I'll send you to the portal on your own. There you go. That's all. More coaches should start doing that. Oh, you don't know if you want to be here? Let me make your decision for you. Because you're not a college athlete no more. You're a fucking pro. You're getting paid. It's the only way you can combat it, kind of.
There's going to be a fire in the middle of this whole thing when the oil and the flame and the oil and the gas and all this shit mixes up, man. Because oil and water don't mix, and we're going to have a problem when the coaches now start to get tired of watching guys like this get fired, and we're going to be like, all the other coaches are going to be like, hold up, man, what are we really doing? And here's the cool part. It's like me with the women takes and all that, right? That half we joke, half I'm serious about what I'm saying. I actually think I'm helping the women when I say I don't want them doing this. It's the same as this. Like, I don't know if the grown men in the room understand that this guy like Mike Malone or other coaches like Hurley and UConn that everyone hates on, you're fine when he wants to, and then he's yelling at referees now and they lost. Now he won a fire. Like, this is the world we live in. Like, I don't think you realize we are actually.
Yep, and they don't hate on Hurley for fucking leaving the University of Rhode Island after he swore he'd never leave. How he wanted to build a program there. He ditched him the first second he could to go to UConn. I know firsthand, my brother had season tickets down there. He ditched that program as fast as he could. A lot of these coaches are no better. But even Hurley knew. He watched UConn almost lose in the first round. He goes, we're not ready. We're not good enough to win the national title. I'm telling you right now. He goes, the turnovers, the offensive rebounds, everything I said that was a major problem in that tournament, the missed layups. We're not ready to compete for a national title. They lost to Florida by 2. Now they want to fire him. He told you they weren't ready. They weren't prepared. He's trying to get them prepared. They don't want to fucking do it.
Doing this to help young men succeed. You want us fired to allow them to fail. That's the difference, and that's what you guys don't understand out there, because a lot of you are just worried about your bets, your picks, and how, you know, what not to say in a PC world that's on social media that we look at and say, oh, the cancel culture vultures are going to get me. I gotta be tight-lipped here when I speak. And the tight-lipped coach for the last 10 years has been the ones getting fired now. And now I think people are starting to see, and there's more and more, not JBs, but there's more and more Pat McAfee style guys coming out. Like, you know, Frank Martin at UMass, my good friend, like Hurley, like these other guys are like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm going to stand on my business and start saying what I want to say, because I'm tired of this. I'm not going to walk on eggshells anymore. And I think we may be in that era. Maybe in that era is starting to come back. Now, there'll be some sacrificial lambs, Smitty, like Mike Malone, like these guys that are going to say, you know what, this ain't for me anymore. My time's passed, I guess. And then eventually, they'll come back to some of these older guys when they figure out that, and I'm not going to use that term because I hated using it as football coach, but what am I going to say? When there's too many Indians and not enough chiefs, or too many chefs, chefs and the cooks in the kitchen, not enough chefs. We got too many cooks in the kitchen, man.
Now I feel you. My last thing before we kind of transition, you made a comment earlier saying that, you know, the Joker and Coach Malone, at least reportedly, they have a good relationship. If that's the case, though, if that's true, you still think that the other players on that team have enough power and influence to get a head coach fired when the superstar player actually is connected with him and he likes him?
Yeah.
That's like Phil Jackson getting fired, you know, but Kobe wanted him to stay. But because D-Fish and, I don't know, Robert Orr, I'm just naming others, they didn't want him around, so he gets fired, even though Kobe wanted him. Like, that's hard to believe, though, for me.
Here's how I look at it now, and everything that you just said, I knew you were going to ask that, because, like, if Joker said, I want him, and they still fired him, here's why I say they fired him. Because we're in this generation that I was just mentioning, this soft culture where they don't want to demand greatness from their players anymore because they're overpaid at prima donnas, and they're going to get it their way. Here's why. The big picture is they fired him now so they don't have to deal with the playoffs come and go, and then they go, hey, man, we had a run. I got to keep Mike Malone.
Exactly.
We get to the finals again.
Get rid of him in case they make a run.
So if you cut him now, Smitty, you get rid of him right now, you don't have that possibility of this guy winning the locker room back.
Right.
Or winning the fan base back, or winning the casual back out here who's hating right now because they're the 4 seed. Remember, if the playoffs start today, they host the first round in Mile High. That's what you want at the end of the day. Yeah. That's what you want to do.
Crazy.
Like they don't want him.
Crazy. You know how many teams would love to have the 4th seed going into the fucking NBA playoffs right now? If someone up above you gets knocked off, you might have another home game as the 4th seed. It's fucking crazy. These guys are so spoiled. It's gotten ridiculous. I pray it doesn't happen to the Celtics, but it's gonna. It's gonna help it happen to the Celtics too, because someone new just bought the team. Eventually, those guys are gonna end up starting to butt heads. People will retire. I don't know how much Al Horford has left in the tank, or Drew Holiday, but this is coming the Celtics' way soon. If things don't change, this will happen to the Celtics as well. And they'll shit can Missoula. They'll get rid of him. They'll blame him for it when the time comes. You watch. And the same thing with the sports betting, and it goes on in every sport. UFC's like that too. These guys just fucking root for whoever can make them $1. It's fucking wild. Oh, they didn't win me any money. They suck. Fucking nuts. And then those same people will call the real fans a casual. Or bust your balls because you got a pick wrong. They'll bust your balls because someone you thought might win, or a team you're rooting for, if they lose. You got that one wrong. Oh, remember who you took this weekend? Get the fuck out of here. Get a fucking life. Let's check out something that's been going on in Ireland. Ireland's got a dangerous migrant crisis right now. And this is why hopefully we have fixed our problem. This is all the shit they don't show you.
It's not what the world's being.
This woke shit's retarded. Firing a coach that just won you an NBA championship.
They are not refugees. Criminals in the jail now from...
Here in Ireland, very good everything in Ireland. I must...
And, so let's speak about immigration. Let's speak about the crime wave in Ireland.
This is just a flood
This is like an invasion. We can't keep up with it.
The whole city centre is a no-go area. The government will tell you different, but us ordinary people tell you, yeah, it is a no-go area.
Disorder in Dublin is out of control as new data shows that violent crime has nearly doubled in the Irish capital in a decade.
When you think of Ireland, what do you think about? Do you think about the scenic sea cliffs, perhaps the Irish pubs, or the St. Patrick's Day parade? However, now something has been brewing in Ireland, and that is the dangers of mass immigration at unprecedented rates. In 2023, you may have seen the riots that broke out after a naturalized Irish citizen from Algeria stabbed 3 children at a primary school, and chaos broke out in Ireland. But after the riots, you never heard more from Ireland about this crisis until their most famous and powerful citizen, Conor McGregor, appeared at the White House with a clear message for the world.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop.
If you thought the U.S. migrant crisis was bad, wait until you learn about Ireland's. For instance, if Ireland keeps its immigration rates at where they are currently, in just 15 years, the Irish will become the minority in their own country. And currently, Ireland...
If Ireland continues letting immigrants in illegally, they will fucking end up being the minority in their own country. That's fucking crazy. And they're paying immigrants or migrants to move there. They're paying people that they don't want from these other countries to move there. Ireland has gone so woke, it's out of fucking control. Out of control. This is gonna blow your mind. I watched part of this video. I haven't watched all of it. This was fucking shocking.
Is paying migrants up to 5,000 euros to come into Ireland.
Would you believe I told you there's a country that's willing to give you 5,000 euros to relocate for free? Yeah, Ireland is giving you 5,000 euros to relocate to Ireland on a working visa for free.
In this video, I'll be speaking with the locals, the migrants themselves, and breaking down the realities of this crisis inside the unprotected borders of Ireland, and looking at the new political attacks that were orchestrated right after Conor McGregor's White House visit to try and keep the truth hidden from the outside world. I met up with fellow YouTuber by the name of Bogtrotter to get an understanding as to what is actually happening here in Ireland. So what is happening here in Ireland, specifically with the migrant crisis?
We are being taken for a ride. You know, we're known for our soft hearts, but we've been using our soft hearts as a shield, and that shield is not working. The NGOs, the elites, and the higher-ups are destroying this country to make a few quid, and they're doing it under the globalists. This is a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not. 85% destroying the passports. In my view, the second you put your foot into Ireland and you've destroyed a passport, you broke the law. You have broke the law as your port of entry.
So do these migrants need a passport to come into Ireland?
No.
And how are they coming into Ireland?
They're walking in. They destroy the passports in Dublin Airport, and that's it. So basically, you can say that you're from any country.
Funny, it's the same thing we found in the United States. How many migrants left their fucking passports at that wall? There were piles of them.
Any name.
And is there a border here in Ireland?
Well, there's an invisible border between north and south. You know, it's not the border was in the past where there would be guns out the window and trains to you as you're going past. It's not like that.
So is there any limits as to how many people are coming into Ireland right now?
All they do is get a boat. You don't need a passport. You don't need identification from Ireland to England.
So what are the main ways the migrants are coming into Ireland?
Look, after they've done the whole journey through France, all the countries they've passed through and were refused, we are the cream of the crop basically, and we're at the end, so we will have the best offering.
So how dangerous has it become for the people here in Ireland?
Yes, it's become very dangerous, especially for women and children. The style of violence has changed completely. Whether it used to be you get a bit of a beating, etc. Now it's become knife crimes. Now it's become kind of neck attack, like neck slices. We also have guys who are just exposing themselves in front of children on O'Connell Street 2 days ago, just taking out their and walking towards 2-year-old children.
Is this Irishmen or is this the foreign nationals or legal migrants?
Africans.
Was this happening before they opened up the borders and started accepting everybody?
No! These are all asylum seekers. These aren't. They stop here in the middle of the road to do prayers. Stopping in the middle of the road and blocking traffic, saying prayers to Allah in the middle of the road, stopping traffic.
Why is Ireland trying to hide this from the rest of the world?
Face. We are the helpers. We took in 80,000 Ukrainians, more per head than the UK, and we've done more than this. And now we bring their dogs over and fix their cars. I don't know whether it's just because they aren't being called out on it. The only people are people like myself who are calling them out on YouTube because no one else is. There's no one to do that.
In the past decade, crime has doubled in Ireland and knife crimes are a daily occurrence. In 2024, they seized over 2,000 knives, and in 2025, there have been so many attacks, they have lost track. For instance, just in the past year, a woman was stabbed in Dublin City 5 times. An 8-year-old was stabbed to death trying to protect her mother from a stabbing. And when you go look at these reports to see who was the criminal, it just says a man. Nobody knows who actually stabbed the person. Ireland is not releasing these names or the photos of these stabbers to the public. Do women feel safe walking the streets of Ireland?
No. No. Literally just telling her, like, I go into like so many situations today alone just until meeting her. So,
but half of them are actually foreigners that are actually kind of like perverted. I said those are half of them foreigners. I feel like those people should kind of get moved because we don't feel comfortable. We can't walk around at night. We can't be alone around places like that. We always have to come either as 2 or 3 or 4 even.
So women don't feel safe here?
No.
And you think that's because of the open borders here?
Could be.
And you as a woman, do you feel safe walking the streets of Ireland?
No, definitely not. Not anymore. Not anymore. No, definitely not. No.
And why not?
Just the way the crime has gone lately and all the homelessness and everyone sitting around and it's just not safe anymore.
And while I was in Ireland, 2 Romanian migrant gangs got into a fight and a stabbing occurred inside one of their most popular shopping centers. So what do we have going on right here? We got a bunch of people here in the corner.
There we go. Your man there in the black jacket, he's a Romanian pimp. His women are there in through the corner. There they are there. They come around, they sell drugs. They're in the Oilac shopping centre, robbing the place blind. They're coming out selling it. Just 2 days ago, there was a stabbing in here 2 days ago. Two Romanians stabbing each other in the Oilac centre. Unheard of in Ireland. Absolutely unheard of.
So this guy right here on the corner,
he's a pimp. He's a pimp. You'll see them. They all wear flashy clothes, flashy jackets. They're all the pimps. And now, because they see in the camera, they'll all disperse, they'll all leg it. You won't see them now. What you're seeing here is not even a quarter of them on this street now.
And what I don't understand, if it's not set up, if this shit isn't intentional, how come the country's leaders don't listen to the country's people? We saw it in the United States until Trump took over. Why are the citizens of a country being put behind migrants and illegal immigrants? Why are the people not being taken care of first that pay taxes? That's what blows my fucking mind. What makes any politician think they got to take care of people from outside the country before their own? I will never understand. It should be illegal. I'm sure it is. They just find ways around it. And it's all just because they're fattening their own pockets. They make deals with all these different fucking government organizations and nonprofits, and they get kickbacks, and it's such a greaseball business. It's disgusting. And it's just robbing taxpayer dollars, and it's just robbing future generations. All these young people that support these liberal programs, they don't realize they're going to be paying for them the rest of their life. It's fucking nuts.
Last couple of months, the Irish have been coming back onto the street, and we've been forcefully removing them because they don't belong here.
The Irish or the government?
The Irish. The Irish people are standing up and coming in and forcefully moving them. As you can see, This is all new. See the flags back up, Ireland flags? All back up on the stalls. They're going to be up all over the street now. They're trying to turn the building here into the corner into an iPass centre.
An iPass Center is an international protection accommodation service and is essentially a migrant shelter where migrants receive everything they need to live, including a free rent and also a free salary of a couple $100 every single week.
This is one of the most historic streets in Ireland, and they're trying to put immigrants onto it.
Really?
Yeah.
They're trying to put the IPAC Center here.
Here, there's one around the corner.
Yeah, and it's funny you bring that up, Mark. I made a video on USAID that got torn down like 2 minutes before I put it up. I mean, 2 minutes after I put it up, YouTube pulled it down or demonetized it. I'm like, I'm not leaving a video up there that's not going to make me money. USAID, all these countries all over the world are trying to go after Trump and American taxpayers. You guys are making it so we got to have babies and we can't get abortions because USAID doesn't have the money to help us anymore. How dare yous? It's happening in England with a lot of shit. And a lot of people in all these countries are all complaining. Oh, what are we going to do without USAID? It's not our fucking problem. It's not the United States' problem to take care of everyone else. We've done it for way too long. And this is what happens when you do shit like that. Entitlement spreads like wildfire. But the citizens that work their whole life got to struggle to get by as their tax dollars get stolen. It's disgusting.
Women right here, are these Romanian gypsies?
That's those women there, yeah. They're those women. So they go around, see, obviously you know they're scared.
So these women right here, these are Romanian gypsies?
These are the gyppos, yeah. They come around and start that's just,
and what do they do?
And they don't like the camera, so look, they all leg it. So they just sit around all day doing nothing, scrounging off the state, getting free money, free accommodation while they rob the city blind.
And so the Romanian gypsies get free stuff from the government, and then they're also here robbing and stealing.
They have keys from Dublin Corporation of the bins. They're going around opening up the bins, taking the plastic bottles out, because we have a return scheme here now, which is absolutely ridiculous as well. So it's getting worse and worse and worse, and Ireland is going to implode in the next couple of months if something isn't changed.
So Sean, right here we have a group of gypsies behind us right now, and they have their pimp, it looks like.
That's every day.
And do you think they'll talk to us if we go over there?
Probably not. They'll run from the camera, but we can give it a try if you want.
All right, let's go do it.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? Excuse me. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys from?
Want to say a few words?
Yeah.
You know what's going on?
Romania. Romania. What are you guys doing here today?
No speak English.
No speak English?
No speak.
Only when you get money.
They only speak
English when you get money, eh?
Uh-huh.
I hear you speaking English all the time, you do be.
Yep.
You do be speaking English all the time. What you do be doing is, see here, they're trying to run a business and you do be screaming and shouting and everything. And you're actually turning people away from their business. It's not right what you're doing. Yeah, it's not right what you're doing. They're trying to have
so now she's speaking English.
Have their business.
But I'm working.
Yeah. Do you know the language you're speaking? I don't understand your language. It sounds English to me.
Yeah.
It sounds English. Are you not speaking English, no? See, there you go. You tell lies as well.
Yeah. So they speak English?
Well, she said she doesn't, but she said they were speaking English to me. I don't understand Romanian, but she spoke. No, but they do be here, right, screaming and shouting around these stalls, right, and there's big gangs of them. And then people don't want to buy stuff off the stalls. They're scared, like, because there's pickpocketing going on the whole time. It's ridiculous what goes on. And where's the guards now? Where are they? There's no guards to be seen.
And it's very obvious to see who the Romanian pimps are, right? There's one man with 4 different women around him, right?
There was a few minutes ago. There was a few that was in there a few minutes
And there's another group of them right on that corner right there.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. That's why you should call this the Gypsy Street, because that's all it is.
But before this was not the Gypsy Street.
No, this is more street.
This, an Irish vibrant street full of Irish culture, heritage, and now look at it. It's full of Romanians, Gypsies, Algerians, anybody but the Irish.
And all the stores are closed.
All the stores. Best part
Just like America.
The ones that are open are African phone shops, Chinese phone shops, wig shops. African wig shops. Well, it's not got to do with Irish culture. African wigs, like, you don't need that crap over here, you know. Them shops are only booming over here because of the people that are flooding into the country, and they're going in, spending the free money that they get in the place to keep their business afloat.
That's
while
right.
Irish business closed.
Free fucking money they get, they go spend at the fucking their own people's shops. How many fucking people need a wig in Ireland? An African wig. I don't think too many Irish girls need a weave. It's a good fucking point. It's for the immigrants. They go blow this money on fucking that's taken from the taxpayer on bullshit. It's not to survive, it's to fuck off. If it's free, it's for me.
It's that simple. You see, down there is one of the most historic Irish buildings. But still has bullet holes in the pillars from 1916. And there's an Islamic table outside it. And the priest in this Islamic... We don't want Muhammad, we don't want Islam. It has no place in Western society. We don't want it. It doesn't go with our cultures. It doesn't go with the way we think, the way we live our lives. It's the complete opposite.
And are these people receiving citizenship once they get into Ireland?
Well, so they say. We've no proof of it yet, but they are coming in. If they come into the country, they're getting put into these IPAS centres for maybe 2-3 months. They're going out and then they're getting all the documentation. But how are they getting into the country without documentation? Everybody's meant to be vetted coming in. But sure, your man who kidnapped that girl there the other day, he's only in the country 2 days. He's 19 previous convictions in the UK. Was he vetted? Because I'm pretty sure we don't let murderers and rapists and kidnappers into the country. So how did he get into the country? Why is there not been more stringent border control? Why are we not just locking the place down?
So how are hundreds of thousands of people coming into Ireland? To enter into Ireland, they have to pass through all of Europe, and then they typically go from Scotland on a boat or ferry into Northern Ireland, which is a completely different country than Ireland, and then from Northern Ireland, they
Look
get
at
on a
these
taxi
motherfuckers
or on a
go.
bus or in their own car to the border of Ireland, and they cross into the country from there. This is what the border protection looks like in Ireland. And there's absolutely no border patrol. And if I want to go into Northern Ireland, I do not need my passport, my identification, anything like that. I can literally step right on here, and I am here in Northern Ireland. Because of an agreement made called the Good Friday Agreement in 1998, it ensured that there would be an open border between Northern Ireland and Ireland, so people can flow right through here without even getting checked, no customs whatsoever. Anybody can come into Ireland from Northern Ireland. Do you think there should be a border patrol or no?
There used to be customs and there used to be border posts.
There used to be customs,
Yeah.
but now there's not.
No.
Anybody can come through the border in Ireland. Say you were a migrant fleeing a country like, let's say, Syria, and you make it to the United Kingdom, you can go to Northern Ireland, and
it all depends which way you go. It is possible.
and then you can just make your way right into Ireland without getting checked.
Yeah, well, you can see this road here, there's no checks on this.
Do you find it strange that there's no border patrol here at the border?
It's been like that so long, no.
And now do you think there should be a border patrol here, or do you think times have changed, and would you like to see a border patrol here now?
No, Ireland should be, it's an island and it shouldn't really be divided.
And do you think it was intended for the borders to be welcoming to anybody?
It was just open for people so that you can go from north to south.
Now do you think it's kind of concerning now that Ireland is receiving a lot of illegal migrants? Do you think that is concerning that anybody can come through the border?
No, I think that's an issue that every country has.
I think you're a fool, lady.
Different. It is just an issue. It needs to be dealt with.
When they made the Good Friday Agreement, do you think they intended it for just Northern Irelanders and Ireland to go through, or do you think they knew that it would eventually become an open door for the entire world to come into Ireland?
I think it was more about trying to bring peace in Northern Ireland. It wasn't about borders or immigrants or anything. It was just about trying to put a stop to people losing their lives.
And now the border is just kind of getting abused as time has gone on.
Yeah.
And just to make sure that there is actually no border patrol here in Ireland,
Makes you wonder, did they do it because they knew this would happen down the line? Or did they do it to bring peace to Ireland? Maybe both. I don't know. I'm starting to like not believe in coincidences like I used to.
we're coming across another border entry point. We're going into Northern Ireland right now, and there is no border patrol. And we just entered right into Northern Ireland. Nobody checks for our passports. Nobody checks for our documentations. Anybody can go in and out of Ireland to Northern Ireland, completely different countries, without even being checked. We headed to Belfast as people from Ireland and North Ireland had joined together in a protest over
It feels that way,
migration.
Mark.
Right now here in Belfast, you have two groups of protesters. You have a group of people that are anti-mass immigration, and then right here you have another group of people that are for immigration, and they have signs that say, fascists scum out, refugees welcome here. And in between them, you have the police making sure that they do not collide. It's a little interesting. We're going to see what happens here in Belfast. Who's considered the fascist scum here?
So the far right scum are, well, people who are very vehemently anti-immigration, anti-LGBT, and just, oppressive of people's rights. And
if somebody is anti-mass immigration, does that make them a far-right Nazi? How has mass immigration affected Ireland?
Streets are unsafe, usually look forward to your kids going out weekends, maybe hitting the west of Ireland, do a bit of camping. Not now. No child is safe to walk the streets in Ireland now. For the first time in living memory, we have priests in Donegal telling the congregation not to walk out at night time if you're a girl or if you're a woman. It is unsafe. We have women being raped in rural towns in Ireland. We have gang rapes happen here in Ireland. We have Palestinian men here who land in the Belfast and 3 weeks later think they can 15-year-old kids from West Belfast. This is what's happened with immigration here in Ireland. It's not what the world's being told. They are not refugees. The Irish government themselves has said 87% of these people are economic migrants. We know people are landing here without passports because most of them are in jail now. We have
They're coming for free shit. They're coming from free shit, and a lot of them are wanted in the country they're from. A lot of them are criminals. They want free shit, and they don't want to be thrown in jail. 90% of them.
Criminals in the jail now from Sierra Leone who are wanted for mass murder, cannibalism, and so let's speak about immigration. Let's speak about the crime wave in Ireland, and you'll know why we're here. We're not here because we're anti-black, blue, green, whatever colour you like. We're here because of the crime wave in Ireland. That's the only reason why we're here.
We were just talking to the people on the other side of the protest, and your guys' sign says migrants welcome, racists out. What makes you guys against stopping mass migration here in Ireland and Northern Ireland?
I think we're just supporting migration at this point, supporting policies where rather than blaming people who didn't cause a crisis, we're trying to support people, and that means jobs, houses, homes, communities, people working together. Those people on the other side are not doing that there. What they're doing is scapegoating people.
Yeah, so what do you think about the other protesters on that side that are protesting against mass migration? What do you think about that?
I think they're blaming the wrong people. They are blaming people who are victims of crisis, not the cause of it.
And do you think Ireland should be worried about receiving so many immigrants into the country over the past 4 years?
It's a tiny percentage. It's obviously increased, but it's a tiny percentage. It's being made into this huge thing that it isn't, and they're doing it deliberately at a time when there's an economic crisis, so they can distract from what they want to do, which is slash jobs, put housing in the private sector, so it's one for profit, not for social need. And by doing that then they have to blame somebody. They're not blaming the right people, and that's the problem.
Will you vote for Conor McGregor?
Yes.
And what makes you want to vote for Conor McGregor?
He speaks the truth. You may not like Conor, you may not like the messenger, but he speaks the truth.
And do you currently trust the current government of Ireland?
No. All these governments are corrupt.
When Conor McGregor went to the White House, he directly called out the current government for the current state of affairs in Ireland. Listen to what he says, and then wait for the immediate political attacks that happen right after from the Irish government coming after Conor McGregor.
It's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. Our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. Ireland is at the cusp of, potentially losing its Irishness. And I'm here to raise the issue and highlight it.
And immediately after, the Prime Minister of Ireland took to Twitter and said Conor McGregor's remarks are wrong and do not reflect the spirit of St. Patrick's Day or the views of the people of Ireland. And then in McGregor style, Conor McGregor announced that he would be running to become the next president of Ireland, and right after that, new allegations and new lawsuits came against him to try and charge him for the riots that occurred in 2023.
Wow.
Does this not sound familiar?
They're trying to throw Conor McGregor in jail in Ireland and blame him for the riots in 2023. Sound like Trump at all? He also had to pay a huge settlement to a woman. They couldn't prove that he sexually assaulted that claimed she was. Sound fucking funny at all? And I'm not a Conor McGregor fan whatsoever. But it just makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. Makes me fucking wonder.
To what they tried to do to Donald Trump when January 6th happened. They then dropped those claims because they realized they could not charge him for a few tweets. However, I wanted to see if it was actually true that some of these small communities are getting ravaged by illegal immigration, to see if Irish men and women are being replaced by migrants coming into the country. We have moved outside of Dublin. We are in Bellahadreen. This is a small community way outside of Dublin. They're saying these small communities are now being imposed to receive
Seems that
these
way, Mark.
migrants, even though people are not voting for them. In a town outside of Ireland, 93% of the population voted not to receive more migrants. However, the country still sent in migrants, and at that time, the population of that town was 95% Irish. Now it is just 35% Irish.
Wow. The small town of Ballaghaderreen was 90% Irish. Now it's only 35% Irish. This is what they're trying to do with America, too. That's why Trump closed that border. And the people that vote for these assholes that think migrants are just here to live their life and leave people alone and aren't looking for free shit or avoiding the law or causing problems, they're voting against their own people. You're saying you care more about people from outside the country than your own. You care more about people from foreign nations taken from people from your country that could use the money. That sounds like that's socialism, that's Marxism, that's disgusting. It's never worked anywhere, and everywhere it's ever been, it's destroyed it. It's destroyed everywhere it's been. You don't have to look too hard to figure that one out. But I digress. I've talked about that ad nauseum. If people don't understand it by now, they never will. Look into Marxism. Look in and see, has Marxism ever worked anywhere? Has socialism ever worked anywhere? It has never worked anywhere. Ever.
Inside of this town of Ballahadreen. You're a resident here in Ballahadreen. Is it true that you guys have been replaced?
Oh yeah, the town is full of immigrants, so it is.
And where are they from, migrants?
Well, years and years ago we took in asylum seekers from Syria up in the hotel, and now it seems to be Roma gypsies that are a lot here, and Czechoslovakian gypsies as well.
Did you guys have any say in whether or not you wanted to accept the Syrian refugees at the beginning?
No, there was no real say.
So the government just came and brought all these people here, and you guys had to deal with it?
More or less, yeah. Just plow them in there, and that's it.
How long have you been here in Ireland for?
9 months ago.
9 months. What country are you from?
I come from Jordan, but I'm from Syria.
And how are you being received here in Ireland?
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice for me, because I come in from Jordan and from Syria before I come.
So where do you come from? Jordan or Syria? You seem suspect. Where the fuck did you go? Where are you from? You're not from both. That seems sketchy to me. Not for nothing. Where the fuck are you from?
You know, there, everything not good.
What makes so many migrants want to come here to Ireland?
Money.
How I come to Ireland?
Yeah.
From UN.
And how come you wanted to come to Ireland?
I ask, okay, when call me somebody from UN.
Oh, he got sent here from the UN. And when they go to Ireland, they get a work visa, and they get given free housing, and they get £5,000 the minute they enter the fucking country and go to the building to do so. I forget the name of the building, but they have to go to this building. The minute they go to that building and give them their information, they get a free fucking place to live for a while and £5,000. That's like $10,000 in American. But you got people in Ireland barely surviving. Same thing's happening in the U.S. Hopefully it's coming to an end. But that's what's been happening the last 4 years in the U.S. Same fucking thing. It's fucking disgusting.
And he tell me.
And it's happening everywhere. Why you think Trump don't want no part of the UN? Why you think no one does? They're forcing people to take these fucking migrants. and pay for it. And the U.S. is the biggest country. We give the most funds to the UN out of anyone. I guarantee most of this shit is American money that's paying for it. Guaranteed. I'd bet you fucking everything I have. I'd bet my life. How about that? I'd bet my fucking life. Half this shit's coming from American taxpayers' dollars through the UN.
Can you go to Sweden, to Germany, to...
Want to come here to Ireland?
How I come to Ireland?
Yeah.
From UN.
And how come you wanted to come to Ireland?
I ask, okay, when call me somebody from UN, he tell me, can you go to Sweden, to Germany, to 5 countries maybe. But I know my friends here in Ireland, very good everything in Ireland. I'm Muslim, here no problem. Here no having seen another country, you Arabic, not Irish, okay? I live here with everyone.
He went to Ireland because he got 5,000 fucking euros. Let's keep it real. He went to Ireland because it was the best fucking choice. Let's not fucking be fooled. And all his buddies are there, like he said.
Here no having seen another country, you Arabic, not Irish, okay? I live here with everyone.
Where do you live? Do you have a house or do you stay in the hotel?
No, I'm in Europe Center now. But maybe after 1 month I'll go to a new home from County Council.
Okay, so does Ireland give you any money every month?
Yeah.
How much money do they give you?
Every month. Every week. I'm married. I have 3 daughters, my children. I take same 500 euro.
Oh, nice.
In 1 week.
He gets $500 a week in free housing for him and his kids. I'm sure his kids get fucking free medical, free fucking school, free everything. Fucking pathetic. While the taxpayer struggles and gets shit. It's fucking disgusting. This is why I want to buy a homestead so bad. And break free from this shit.
So every week the Ireland government gives you $500.
Yeah.
And you, where are you from?
Sorry, I don't speak English. He coming with me.
Oh.
How many people came with you?
He don't speak English, but he speaks enough English to say, I don't speak English. Another one.
Due to Ireland?
For me, 100%.
How many family or friends came with you to Ireland?
With me coming, no, 9. 9. 9.
9 people came with you here to Ireland?
9 families, but after me coming also maybe 30.
So there's 9 families that came with him. That means they're all getting $500 a week. Do the fucking math. Plus free housing. And then he says after him, 30 or 40 more came. Fucking unreal.
Families from the up. 9. This up. 9.
9 people came with you to here to Ireland?
9 families, but after me coming also maybe 30 families from Jordan, yeah, and Lebanese.
Oh, 30 more families. How did you get here to Ireland? Did you come through Belfast from Northern Ireland?
No. I come direct from Jordan to here.
How long do you plan to stay in Ireland?
I want forever.
Forever.
I'm Irish now.
So you and the 30 other families that came in here plan to stay forever?
You're not Irish, buddy.
Maybe. I'm not sure. For me, I tell you. I want to stay here forever with my family.
What country are you from?
Nigeria.
And how long?
Ain't that crazy, Mark? $24,000 a year with no rent. People on Social Security that work their entire life, that pay over $1 million into Social Security or close to it probably. People that work their whole lives and pay into Social Security are lucky if they get $1,500 a month. And these people are getting more than that a year. Fucking disgusting. Here's another one from Nigeria.
It's been close to 2 years I've been here.
And you personally, do you feel like Bella Hadreen has been replaced by Syrian immigrants, by migrants that came in here?
People have been welcomed into the town, but they have come from troubled areas of the world. So we're kind of a Christian country. So if you're hungry, we'll feed you. It's as simple as that.
And do you feel like the people are assimilating well into your society?
I don't know, because I don't speak their languages or that. We mix and we don't mix, but, you know.
Do you see any problems with the open borders here in Ireland?
Well, Irish people have travelled all over the world and they have been welcomed. So I would expect people that have come to the country would be treated similarly.
This guy must not have ever read a history book. Irish people were treated like dog shit. There were a lot of Irish slaves. When Irish people came to America, they were treated like dogs, just like the Italians, just like everyone that's gone there. This guy is a fucking delusional fuckface. Oh yeah, the Irish people were welcomed everywhere they went. Really? Yeah, how'd that work with England? Fucking idiot.
Irish people have travelled all over the world and they have been welcomed. So I would expect people that have come to the country would be treated similarly.
And how have the refugees impacted the city here?
Hasn't been a benefit.
And in what ways has it not been a benefit?
Crime has gone up. But you can't blame it all on the refugees, but you know, things that happen.
And were they initially brought here with the plans of them going back to their country?
Well, Syria...
Tiger, don't sell your soul. Don't ever sell your soul for fucking money. Trust me. It might seem like an easy way to make $1. You don't want to live that life. You'll be dealing with fucking sleazeballs. You'll look at yourself differently in the mirror. Please don't ever do that. You're better than that.
Is now supposed to be free of Assad, but whether they want to go back, once they got life over here, they won't want to go back anyway.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Well, that cage fire. No way, Jose. He's nothing but a thug.
And do you agree with what he said at the White House?
I don't know what he said at the White House.
Hey, he said immigration's running ravage across Ireland and there's entire towns that are being wiped away from migrants.
Yeah, but I agree with that immigration thing. But certain towns are lucky and certain towns are unlucky. Like this town's unlucky.
So there's truth to what he was saying.
There's a little bit of truth in what he's saying. But then again, it's across Europe.
Now, the European Union has passed the EU Migration Pact, a reform that changes the way Europe handles immigration. This pact enforces member countries to share the responsibility for migrants. Whether they like it or not, countries must either take in asylum seekers or pay to send them to some other country. Decisions that used to be made by nations are now dictated by the EU, essentially erasing national control over borders, and this concerns many Irish people, and Conor McGregor has said if he becomes president, he will oppose this bill preventing Ireland from receiving more migrants. What do you guys think about this pact? Are they just trying to create a one-country system in the EU? The future of Ireland is looking very uncertain as this dangerous migrant crisis continues, and I would like to personally have the chance to speak with Conor McGregor and to talk to him about his plans and his strategy to become the next president of Ireland. Let's make this happen. I will travel to you, Conor McGregor. Give me a time and place, and I will be there. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.
Crazy. It's not going to get better. And the EU is just trying to make a one world government. That's all that shit is. The European Union is just one step closer to fucking the New World Order. But people would rather the government tell them how to live and what to do than have freedom nowadays. I don't get it. I don't get it. Even the people that come in as migrants. Yeah, give me money. I don't care. I love the government. Crazy. I cannot believe how much the world has changed since I was born. I cannot believe how much the world has changed since the 1980s, the early 80s. It's appalling. I want to play a video next about Nancy Pelosi and how she sounds like Donald Trump in an old video. This is pretty funky.
So, I mean, we watched what happened in the markets yesterday, and it was expected, but it was pretty steep, and nobody likes to look at their 401k. The Dow down almost 4%, S&P and NASDAQ down, and we'll see where it goes today. But I think the one thing that could reverse the trend is when these countries, if the president accepts their call and their offer, because he also wants the revenue, if these countries come in and say, we're zeroing out our tariffs, we're going to match you with our tariffs. For example, I'm a little confused that Vietnam came in 2 days ago and they said, we'll zero out our tariffs, but the president still slammed them, and we do a lot of textile work there. And then Israel said, we'll zero out our tariffs, and the president still hit them. So I don't know if that's a clerical thing, or is we have to go with the trade representative and work that into the budget. But what's amazing to me, guys, is that Nancy Pelosi sounds like Donald Trump today. Our great staff got this fantastic clip from 1996, because this has been a concern for years, from Donald Trump when he was just a businessman, so certain lawmakers, a lot of Democrats, that our free trade agreements that were going to hurt the worker. And guys like Ross Perot in 1992 said it. But listen to Pelosi, different hairstyle, same woman, and by the way, original hips, 1996, June 27th.
That we know of. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest...
What a fucking hypocrite. Tell me this bitch hasn't sold out. Let me rewind this. This is Nancy Pelosi years ago, talking about doing what Trump is doing now. Now she's all against it, and the Democrats are all against it. Probably because they sold the fuck out. And she's a fucking worth almost $200 million. Because she's so good at the stock market, her and her husband. Get the fuck out of here. This was eye-opening. Wait till you see this one. Wait till you see this.
I think it's interesting to note that we know of. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal? In terms of jobs, this is the biggest and cruelest hoax of all. Not only do we not have market access, not only do they have prohibitive tariffs, not only are our exports not let in very specifically, but China benefits with at least 10 million jobs from U.S.-China trade. China trade supports 170,000 jobs in the United States, 170,000 jobs, whereas our imports from China support 10 million jobs at least. The fact is that U.S.-China trade is a job loser.
I just find this incredible, Angela and Brian. They give speeches all the time, but the passion that she speaks,
Why is it such a problem now that Trump wants to take care of it? 30 years later. The Democrats had 30 years to do this and didn't. Nancy Pelosi keeps saying Trump's out of his mind. He's going to destroy the economy. In 1995, she wanted to do the same fucking thing. In 1995, she was all for tariffs. Now it's a huge fucking problem. It's crazy. 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 She's a fucking lying hypocrite. Fuck. And we know that. We know this. But I just wanted to show that video. I think I'm going to make a video about it tomorrow and put it out. If I don't get a copyright strike. If I do get a copyright strike, I will put out a new channel and start from scratch all over again. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Yeah, he is. His fucking daughter wrote about him in his diary, showering with him. He allowed his fucking son to go fuck his dead son's widow. If that don't tell you everything you need to know about that family. Fucking lunatics. Lunatics. But this is the world we live in, unfortunately. Yeah, he shouldn't be kissing anyone without their permission. That's pretty fucking ballsy. Especially when you don't know the person. It's not like someone you know. Even then. I don't think I kissed too many of my friends' girlfriends. Maybe like my aunt on the cheek or my family members on the cheek that are women. That's fucking weird. Bizarre. That whole family's fucked up. We know that. But I think that's all I got for tonight. I've had a rough day. Today was my dad's birthday. First birthday without him since he passed away. I'm pretty tired. I got to do a bunch of shit around here tomorrow. We'll be doing UFC this weekend, Saturday night. I don't know what we going on the next couple nights. I'll probably go live at least to say hello, shoot the shit, see what's going on. And I think that's about it for tonight. I love you guys. Be safe. Be safe. I heard a quote the other night. I want to say something before I leave that really stuck with me. And it's kind of helping me get out of my funk. And it's just something to do about life. And it was an old man that lives down in Key West that has a pretty awesome life. And he goes, look at your life like a movie. If you make a shitty movie, it's because you were a shitty director. And that I've been thinking about that man saying that the other day, and starting to move forward and doing some things I've been wanting to do. And if you guys have been struggling or having trouble with the way the world is lately, or things in your life and you're not happy with it, your life is your own movie. You're the director. Make it what you want to make it. Make it what you want to make it. I'm going to really start working on making my fucking movie better. Because I don't like my movie lately. Thank you guys for watching me tonight. Make a great movie. Have a great life. I'll catch you guys in the next day or two. Peace.